Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Welcome to episode 179 of the It's Obvious podcast. I am one of your hosts, Preston Pugh, and I am joined by my two best friends, Garrett Drake.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. It's good to be together at last, though Preston is absent. We hear his voice. That's better than not being here at all.
And Jacob Alka.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Boys, it's good to be back. I'm sorry I've been so busy and I haven't been able to be here the last 2 or 3 weeks. I don't even remember.
Yeah, it's been incredibly upsetting. I've missed you to bits, and your reasoning for not even being present this week is also because of work. You've been a busy man, traveling a lot.
For sure, yeah. After this podcast, I have to pack up and head on down to Jacksonville, Florida yet again to finish this job up.
Or as Zach would like to say, Florida.
Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, so work has been super busy. But I'm glad to be here for this podcast. How have you guys been?
How are you, Jacob? I want to hear from you.
I'm good, man. Nothing too crazy right now. Just living the dream.
You look beautiful as always.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's good to have you here across
Your hair
from me.
looks very nice today.
Thank you. I believe it or not, I rolled out of bed, threw some water in it, because it was sticking up in all kinds of crazy places. Slept for an hour last night as usual.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad it turned out okay. I'm glad you approve. It means a lot to me.
Now, before I forget, Garrett, I've brought over a treat.
Have you?
Yes.
What kind of treat?
Now, before you hear it, I want you to just eat it anyway. Then I'm going to tell you.
Eat it anyway?
Yes.
It's something to eat?
Yes.
What do you have wrapped up in there, Jacob?
Right here.
It's a little questionable there.
No, I want to have your true thoughts on these. I think these are delicious.
Okay, I already see some nuts on there. You know how I am about nuts, man.
Well, yeah, I just need you to take a bite anyway.
That's a giant ass pecan on there.
Oh, yeah.
What is this?
Brother? Here, take this one right here.
Okay,
Preston, I brought you one, but you're not here, so I'm just going to eat it myself.
I mean, it smells good. Your mom make these?
Yes.
Anything your mom makes, I'll consume.
I'm not going to tell you what it is. I just want you to eat it.
Okay. I'm kind of afraid, dude. And you're freaking me out a little bit. Not telling me what it is.
It's not like disgusting.
Eat the damn cookie,
Eat
boy.
It smells like kind of like some bananas in there and maybe a little cinnamon.
Maybe.
Okay, let's see. You're like, it's my feces.
It's my poop.
This is really good.
Can you tell what it is?
Is it gingerbread?
No.
Is it cinnamon?
Nope.
Banana?
Nope. It's pumpkin.
Okay. I knew I tasted some kind of familiar taste I hadn't had in a while.
Yeah, it is a pumpkin batter with some frosting and some pecans on it.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I think they're delicious.
I'd like to finish that, but not at the moment. If that's okay.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm just smacking all over the place and
I
chewing
gotcha.
in this microphone right now.
Yeah.
Hope everyone can forgive me.
We have a good batch of them, so I thought I'd bring some over. And
Yeah, Jacob's mother is a... what's funny is that I recognize she's an amazing cook, but I've never had her food other than that cookie just now.
I've brought stuff over. You've had to have had it before.
Maybe I've nibbled at something. I've just seen a lot of pictures you posted, and I've been very jealous.
Yeah.
So we hardly ever cook in this house, and when we do, it's not that exciting.
That's the thing. Like, she doesn't like to cook, but she cooks for the family.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she does.
Yeah, that's really a great mother you have there.
Yeah, I love her to death.
Yeah, I love her too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, do you?
Yeah.
She's a great woman. She deserves all the love in the world.
Maybe invite me over for dinner one night.
Sure.
That'd be cool.
I would love that.
We got to test out your new fire pit.
That's right.
It's the perfect season for that.
It's winter, and we still haven't used it.
Let's do it soon.
Yeah.
Even if it's just you and me flirting a bit, sipping some whiskey, smoking some cigars maybe.
Yeah.
Does that sound fun?
Yeah.
Cool.
And Preston can come too.
I don't know about that,
Yeah, that'd
dude.
be cool. Oh, yeah.
I mean, I forgot he's here. Oh, yeah, dude. You should totally come with us, man.
Yeah, I might be busy. I don't know yet. Maybe.
Okay.
Or maybe I just have Preston over and you can just we'll FaceTime you in. You can watch.
Yeah,
How
whatever,
about that?
dude. I'll just play me some.
That sounds fun.
Video games. And catch up on some games I need to play.
You sure?
I have a lot of free time this week. I'm looking forward to it.
You starting Persona 4 yet? Starting
Persona 4?
Yeah. Persona 5, I mean.
Okay. It's funny you asked, Jacob. I switched my PSN theme to Persona again.
Oh, I love that theme.
Because I was on the Bioshock one for a while, and it was just driving me insane, that somber violin playing over and over again. So I swapped it to Persona. It's got that groovy music playing again. It has definitely inspired me to play, but I want to finish Spyro, and I got to finish the Spider-Man DLC and stuff like that. Maybe I'll jump into it after those two, because it's going to be a slow rest of the year with the exception of Smash Bros, right? Anything else coming out other than Smash Bros that's huge?
Just Cause 4.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to play that.
The final Spider-Man DLC.
Yeah, that's the big finale, I guess.
Yeah.
So I still haven't beaten the Black Cat one. I've been very slowly getting through that.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you, how far you were in that and how you were digging it.
Yeah, I think I've still only played 2 missions, and the second mission was
Okay.
me like investigating a crime scene in an alley.
Okay.
It's like the most forgettable mission ever, and that's probably why no one remembers it. But
Okay.
I played that. That's where I'm at.
I gotcha.
So far, so good though.
Yeah, it gets really good. There's a pretty cinematic mission about halfway through. That's pretty cool, and I think the story takes some extremely interesting beats with Black Cat that I think you will enjoy.
I'm very excited to get there.
Yeah, I actually just beat the second DLC, Turf Wars, yesterday. I 100%ed it, and I liked it a lot. Not as much as the first DLC. It was a little bit shorter. There weren't as many like I guess like cinematic missions as the Black Cat one. It was a lot of the missions boiled down to like really massive combat scenarios that I have to say were hands down the hardest thing I've ever done in this game. Like easily, they introduced a new enemy type with this shield that charges at you, but it leaves a trail of fire in its way that disable your gadgets. So
Are those
that kind of
Sable troops? It sounds like a Sable troop.
They're not Sable troops, but they have Sable technology.
Okay.
Hammerhead is the villain of this DLC, and his goons have Sable tech. But there are, especially his headquarters, they are, like I said previously, they're definitely the toughest things that have been in the game so far. And anybody that said like, oh, I could just smash square or something and get through every battle, I do not see how that's even feasible in this DLC. Like I said, there are so many situations where there are like, I swear, a million guys, like guys with the whips, guys with the shields, like the minigun, big dudes. Like I have no clue how you could beat this without using like every gadget like that you have. At least I couldn't. But yeah, pretty much every mission involved taking on a ton of guys and either protecting something or keeping them from getting something. And the DLC actually ends with a boss fight, which was pretty cool. One of the it was a pretty cool boss fight. So, and the story has a lot to do with Yuri, like more like one-on-one stuff with her and Spider-Man more so than in the main narrative. And it's kind of dark. Like the weather is kind of foggy and rainy throughout the entire DLC, and the story definitely is a lot darker than anything else that's happened in the game. But I'm digging it. I can't wait for part 3.
Nice. I have fond memories of Hammerhead from, I think it's the first Spider-Man game on PlayStation 1.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I think it's the last time I saw him, so I'm excited to see him again.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
I've been hoping too that they'd make weather updates to the game, because I know they've made a few updates that I've appreciated, including the removing the HUD, which I'm still going to get to that web swinging video eventually. Maybe I'll do it while I'm playing through the DLC, just record a bunch of web swinging and turn that into a video maybe later this week. So I have plenty of time to do so. I have no excuse anymore. But you all right there, Jacob? You're out of control, man.
Sorry.
Gosh. It's okay. I forgive you.
I get nervous on camera.
That's all right, man. That makes 2 of us. It's funny how long we've been doing this, and I still don't feel fully comfortable on camera.
Mm-hmm.
Like doing the podcast, I'm pretty used to, but just doing anything else on camera, I'm always a little uneasy.
I get that.
I don't know why.
Yeah, you never know who's watching.
You think spending nearly, how many years now? 4, 5? Close to, did we start in 2014 or 2015? It was 2015, right? Yeah, it was 2015. Yeah, so we're coming up on 4 years, I believe.
You've been doing stuff on camera, like, at least both of us, like our entire lives pretty much.
That's true. You and I have been making some Oscar-winning films for a long time.
Yeah. For sure.
I wish you could find those and turn them into like a digital format and share those with the world, because they're real special.
Yeah, I don't
yeah,
know.
Those are blackmail worthy for sure. I have a few videos out there that could be used as blackmail against me at one point, so got to be careful. Definitely. I should probably remove all that before it's too late. Someone probably hasn't waiting to strike at any moment if I piss them off.
Or you could upload all of them.
I could, yeah, just upload them onto a montage. Like, this is my life story right here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll probably use that for a resume at some point. Just submit that as my body of work I've amassed over the years.
Yeah.
So did you guys get a lot of game time this week?
I got a decent amount, actually. What about you, Jacob?
I did too. I do want to have a PSA really quick. I went and saw The Grinch the other day with my family.
Oh, the new one.
And yes, and I just want to give a service announcement to everybody. Do not go see the movie. It sucks.
Okay, I've heard it's not very good, yeah.
What's wrong with it?
incredibly boring. Benedict Cumberbatch sucks butt as the Grinch. Like I have the weirdest feel. Like it's been a while since I've gone to see a movie that I literally could care less about, like the main character. Like he just existed. There's just no real
charisma there.
Yeah, none. Like there was nothing at all like that made me like him in this. Like it was so dumb. There were a few like cute moments. Like there's like this fat reindeer who like eats stuff, and he's like pretty cute and funny, but just it was an extremely forgettable. Just so I fell asleep during the middle of it and woke up when he was like stealing everything, and it was, oh my god, it was so boring.
I read somewhere that in comparison to Jim Carrey and even the original like animated Grinch, he's not so much of an asshole as he is just kind of like a sassy guy.
Yeah,
like he just has like an attitude about everything.
Yeah, he like he'll like, I don't even remember what he does, but he'll just like give you like a little nudge. Like he doesn't do anything like super mean or evil or anything. He just, I don't know. It was pretty bad. I thought, because I love Despicable Me, I love Secret Life of Pets. I really like the like Illumination films. So I was hoping, even with the mediocre reviews, that I would still find something to like in this film. But
well, I imagine the animation was good at least.
Oh yeah, the animation's always great, but with them. But yeah, definitely the worst film I've seen from that studio by far.
That's
so
a bummer.
do not recommend it. There's a ton more. There's a lot better choices out there for Christmas films for the family for sure.
Well, let's hope they do Mario justice in the future.
Oh,
so
I didn't
helming
think
Mario.
about that.
Good point.
Yeah, I don't know. This is their one stinker. Like I said, have you seen Secret Life of Pets?
I thought
that was great. The second one looks really funny too, and I like the Despicable Me movie. So hopefully this was just their one dud.
I don't remember who I saw that with, but I did.
We saw it at Disney Springs. It was you, me, Zach, and Cassie, and Casey, and all them. After we went to Disney that day, it was a good day.
I remember now.
Yeah, Casey slept through that whole movie. That's what I remember.
She missed out.
She did. Yeah, it was a good one.
Now she'll never know what pets really do when you're gone.
No, she has no idea.
She's
true. Clueless. So we're all well informed, but she's just she's lost.
Even though she has a pet, and I'm sure she's dealt with the aftermath of some of those incidents.
Oh yeah,
but...
plenty of poop in the hallways I've cleaned up.
Oh, nice.
And with her dog, it's mounds. It's like a baseball glove full of feces to pick up.
That's great.
It's very disgusting. A lot of the times it's very liquidy.
Mm-hmm.
You have to sop it up.
Okay.
I'll typically just lick it up myself because it's quicker than using a paper towel.
Mm-hmm. That's enough.
That's pretty fucked up. We can move on. I'm sorry.
Jacob, what games did you play this week?
I played Red Dead Redemption 2. I am at the epilogue now. Just got to it.
Oh yeah.
I'm kind of confused as to how things ended before the epilogue. I have questions, but I'm not going to ask here because they're spoiler.
So when are we going to do that spoiler cast? We need to get on that.
I don't know. You're the
oh, it's happening right now. Let's do it.
But yeah, that game's been quite a journey. My goodness. Really enjoyed some of the latter missions in terms of right before I got to the epilogue. It was a good time. Also been playing Pokemon Let's Go. Preston, I know you've been playing that a little bit.
Hell yeah, dude.
Got up to I am at Cerulean City, which I believe is the 4th gym leader city.
That's exactly where I am.
Nice, dude.
I just went through the Team Rocket base in the game store basement.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm literally standing in front of the guy in front of the poster. So
gotcha.
I turned it off.
I hear you.
I want to hear what your party is, but I'm going to tell you mine right now. My party of 6 is Pikachu, the starter Pikachu.
Of course.
Got Charmeleon, Ivysaur, and Wartortle. Of course. Got to have the starters.
Same here.
I have an Alolan Graveler.
Oh.
Which is electric and rock, unlike the Kanto, which is just rock.
Yeah.
And I also have a Kadabra, which is my favorite Pokemon. Well, Alakazam is my favorite, but yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I have I have Ivysaur, Wartortle, Venusaur, Pikachu. Then I have Pidgeotto right now. I'm a big fan of just Pidgey and his 3 evolutions.
Oh, yeah.
I always have like a Pidgeot in my party. I just think he's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have a Rhyhorn.
Ooh.
Because Rhydon is super badass.
Yeah, Rhydon's awesome.
Yeah, so that's pretty much who I have right now.
Yeah, I usually always try to make sure I have at least like a dark or a psychic type. So yeah, that's my favorite typing, just because it's how powerful it is.
Yeah, I've tried to catch one Abra, but he just teleported away like he does. But I haven't tried to get another one yet. So
yeah, I don't think I've ever missed like a throw on him. But if you don't hit that first one, I think he teleports instantly.
Yeah,
just like
I've only tried
Pokemon Go.
one time. So,
but yeah, I've been playing that. I've been enjoying that. I've been playing it like while I've been working. So I've been going in at my regular time intentionally, but my days are smaller. So I'm just sitting in my vehicle playing Pokemon Let's Go all day, which is really fun. And it's getting me hours and also entertainment.
That's great, man. Yeah. I love that.
And lastly, I've been playing more Blackout.
Get any wins since we last played?
I gotten one since we last played.
Wow, all by yourself?
Yeah.
Wow, dudes. Why can't you and I win together?
I don't know. We got to work on our chemistry.
We do, because I've realized every time we die, we're always getting flanked. Whereas you and I are typically pretty close together. We need to work on
our rotations, our awareness.
So it works for me in Hunt, man. You always have to give the illusion that you're playing by yourself, and you will always outsmart other teams.
I think we also have different play styles too. Like I consider myself a very aggressive person. Like when I see people, I push them.
Yeah, it depends on the situation for me, because I think when Preston and I won, we were pretty aggressive ourselves. I mean, those guys had the high ground and we beat them that one time.
Yeah.
So I'd love for the three of us to get together and play again. It sucks that Preston's traveling so much, because I really think that the three of us could have a lot of fun with that.
Oh, for sure. We did in the beta briefly.
Yeah, I apologize. I know we mentioned the past couple of weeks ago, expect like a Blackout Let's Play from us. Jacob and I have just captured the worst gameplay you could ever imagine.
We tried to last week, right?
Yeah.
But we just had...
I mean, we came close a couple times, but we just lost all the time. So there's a couple funny moments in there that I may include into an eventual Blackout video.
In one game where we were on top of... construction site sniping, we were popping off.
Yeah, Jacob and I think both had like 5 or 6 kills each with snipers from the top of construction site, and for some reason Shadowplay crapped out on me and just warped the aspect ratio out of nowhere. Half the video was fine and the rest was just stretched to hell. I have no idea what happened, but I had to scrap all that, unfortunately.
Very unfortunate.
It was epic too, man. We were really popping them from afar.
Yeah, we were.
So,
but I've come to realize that whenever I have a sniper in that game, I have more fun than like matches that I don't have a sniper.
Oh yeah, those are the best.
It's just so much fun to snipe in that game.
It is.
But other than that, that's all I played this week.
Nice.
Nothing has been different for like the past 2 months besides Pokemon for me.
I was thinking about remind me when Smash Bros releases again.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Is it coming out on Friday, Preston? Do you know?
I believe so.
Okay.
It's not this coming Friday, right? It's the next one.
It's like December 6th or 9th.
Yeah, I think that's the
Let me look up.
I think that's the following Friday. You're right. But I was going to say I was considering picking up Pokemon to get in on the hype a bit before Smash Bros. But I don't know if I'll have time to play it like enough to appreciate it before Smash Bros. Because I'm definitely picking up Smash Bros. But Pokemon sounds fun. All the gameplay I've seen and you guys talking about it kind of has me interested.
I mean, you should play it.
Pokemon's a great time killer for sure, and I think the biggest. Or not biggest, I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but the thing that I just love it God, I can't talk right now. What I'm trying to say is it's super nostalgic. That's pretty much what I was trying to say.
Yeah, it really is, especially like because they haven't really changed much in terms of how the game flows in terms of the story.
There's they messed with some story beats, like Team Rocket's in the game now from like the anime for the first time in a game, I believe.
Well, they were in version yellow,
James.
But it didn't like.
Oh, Jesse and James were in it.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Like their little avatars popped up when you fought them in like Mount Moon, for example.
Oh, okay.
But they still function like Team Rocket does in Red and Blue, I guess.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
And your rival is treated differently. Like your rival is actually nice to you now, which is I feel really bad because when I named him Bitch Supreme because I thought we were going to be like duking it out the entire game, but he's actually nice to you, so I kind of feel bad for naming him that now.
Well, since he's nice, he is Bitch Supreme.
I named mine Little Peepee.
Little Peepee?
Little Peepee, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Which you actually see like the Gary from the anime, which is he's blue. Which I'm not sure what he's going to be in the game because Blue in the Gold and Silver games was the 8th gym leader once you go back to Kanto, but in the original Yellow and Red and Blue, it's Giovanni.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see what Blue is actually going to do in this game.
Me too. I wonder where Red is.
Aren't we Red?
I don't think so.
I think so because in Gold and Silver, when you go to fight Red at the final battle, he has the Pikachu. So I think that's us.
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. The world may never know.
The game comes out
anywho.
December 7th, so that's 2 Fridays from now.
That is Pearl Harbor Day.
Oh.
That's really cool.
Wait,
I mean,
the
not
7th or
Pearl
is it the
Harbor.
6th? Pretty sure it's the 7th.
It's the 7th. Wait, I don't know when Pearl Harbor.
I'm pretty sure it's the 7th.
Isn't that
December 7th,
crazy?
1941.
Pearl Harbor hasn't been done in a video game besides the
Rising Sun.
Rising Sun.
Yeah. That game's
At least
awesome.
I think,
crazy.
At least I think it
At
is.
least it was awesome for the time.
I just remember getting a fire extinguisher in that opening mission and having to put out fires. That's all I remember.
Yeah, I remember loving Rising Sun as a kid. It came out right after Frontlines.
Yeah.
Good times.
Speaking of shooting people in wars, I finally picked up Black Ops 4 on a Black Friday sale.
There you go. How much did you pay?
Like $40.
Oh, jeez.
So
boy, for that price, you can buy another copy of Fallout 76.
Hell right, man. Yeah. So I played that a little bit with my uncle. We didn't play any Blackout. We just played Domination and stuff, and it was fun. Then we hopped on Zombies for about an hour or two and just kind of farted around playing that. I haven't played Zombies in forever. But we played 2 of the new campaigns, one that takes place in like a Roman Colosseum and the one that takes place on the Titanic. And both were really fun. I'm just really not into the whole
like the horde mode
structure
type thing.
Yeah, but then it's just like you're like having to figure out what to do, you know? Like
yeah, because there's so much that Zombies is evolved way past the point of just, survive the zombies. There's like so many tricks you have to figure out and everything for each map.
Yeah, I'm like finding pieces of things, and then there's like doors that need like special artifacts and stuff. I don't know. It just it didn't interest me too much.
To be fair, I think Zombies is still the same, like in terms of you can literally just play and survive as long as you want and still play like that. But I think they've added a lot of stuff to kind of make it exciting.
It definitely enhances the experience.
Easter egg stuff.
Yeah.
And I do agree. It kind of feels like weird and like you're not getting the most out of it if you don't know how to do that stuff sometimes.
For sure.
Yeah. There have been some great zombie maps in the past. So like I love the theater. I think it's from Black Ops 1. Is it theater or is it Black Ops 2?
The theater is Black Ops 1.
Yeah, and Black Ops 2's transit mode.
Yes.
There's something about like the base games.
I did play a lot of transit mode with our group of friends.
Yeah, I think transit will forever be my favorite because of that, all that split screen we used to do.
In
the theater, we did a lot of theater too. The theater's fun.
Yeah, I used to get so screwed because for some reason I'd get left behind on the bus all the time.
You just got to fight those ghouls and just slice them off your face while you're running through the tunnels.
It was annoying, but it was awesome.
It was good times. I miss those days. I've also played those zombie matches. I typically play them right before Blackout to warm up a bit because there's just like 1,000 zombies to shoot. Yeah. But I think they're both solid. I mean, again, I've only played them solo with bots, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's whatever. Then I played some Battlefield 5 on the EA Access 10-hour trial thing. I've played I think I've pretty much used up my entire trial. I played the first 2 or 3 missions of the campaign mode. Completely forgettable. I did not enjoy it too much. It wasn't very fun in my opinion. So I turned that off and went to the multiplayer. I didn't play any of the conquest matches, anything on the big maps. I just primarily played like the domination type matches, smaller teams, 32 players, I believe. And I had fun with that. It was just fun. I'm probably not going to buy the game or go back to it, but it's a very pretty game, and for what it is, I enjoyed it. Like I've said numerous times, just Battlefield isn't my go-to game if I want to play a FPS. Like, yeah, man. But I'll definitely be going back to COD with Blackout and just the normal multiplayer mode in favor of Battlefield 5. But
good man.
Yeah, it's whatever. I know you played a little bit of that as well, didn't you, Garrett?
I did, yeah. I played about 10 hours myself.
Oh, you'll never get those hours back.
No, I will not. Yeah, it was primarily just for COG for a sniper video. And the video turned out fine. I mean, the sniping is very satisfying and feels really good in that game. And the keyboard and mouse, man, has just totally changed my perspective on shooters versus console. That's the thing. There are many great console shooters or games that are both on PC and console that I still think feel great on console. Like Doom, for example, more recently feels great on console. Every Call of Duty's always felt fantastic, but something about keyboard and mouse, man, it feels so much better. It just feels more free. You don't feel glued down. You just no, the lack of aim assist helps a lot too, and just having the whole control of your, like the swivel of your arm and having your whole hand gripping a mouse just feels amazing when you shoot in any, especially any shooter for that.
It's almost as if you saw the light.
Yeah, I've seen the light for sure. And in Battlefield especially, that game is just very, I mean, it's still plagued with bugs for the most part, but as far as just graphical fidelity and the way the shooting mechanics feel, that all looks and feels phenomenal.
Is there something you'd like to tell our listeners at home that have not experienced this illumination that you've experienced? Yes.
I'm sure people have heard that tale many times, and either just decide console's good enough for them or just have yet to invest. But like we've said a million times, I mean, these PCs have been, I'm sure I speak on the behalf of all three of us when I say it's the best gaming investment I've made probably in my life.
I think it was the best decision I've ever made in my life.
In your life, yes. Yeah, overall. Yeah, as far as games are concerned, I do not even slightly regret the purchase of my PC. And speaking of which, before I continue on Battlefront, before I forget, courtesy of Preston's suggestion, I ordered finally a 2K monitor. It's an Asus 27-inch, 144 hertz, arriving on Tuesday.
Oh.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, was it discounted?
It was a decent price. I think it was like just under $500.
Oh gosh,
it was very affordable. Yeah, so
it's got a G-Sync as well.
Yeah. So thank you for the suggestion, Preston. It was perfect timing as well.
I'm jealous. That's better than my monitor.
I'm very excited to.
Well, you know what else is better than your monitor, Jacob?
What's that, Preston?
The exact same monitor that I ordered as well.
Oh my god!
You ordered the same one?
Yeah, I did.
You know what?
Okay.
Is this deal over now?
I would, I guess Garrett can send it to you, but I'm going to do like a dual monitor setup, the 4K one for my single player stuff. And then I'll have the 144 hertz one for multiplayer stuff.
I like your style.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Very excited for that to add it to the rig. Just PCs are so exciting, man. Just upgrading anything is cool. But I got that. That's what I'm excited to see Battlefront at least 2K, not Battlefront, Battlefield in at least 2K, because it already looks impressive to me, just texture wise in 1080p. So I'm sure it'll pop a bit more in 2K. But that game feels great. It still has a lot of bugs. I didn't experience anything too bad. I think there was a minor update just before I began playing that helped it a little bit. But I kind of share sentiments of a lot of the reviewers just saying, multiplayer-wise, it really is, for the most part, just more Battlefield. Nothing too spectacular. Again, it looks and feels great, but there's nothing that fresh there. And then campaign, I've just entirely avoided because no one's really said anything good about it. So not really interested in that. I may dabble in it here and there, but I really do feel like I would have a really fun time in that if I had a competent squad to play with. Like I know in the past when you, me, Jacob, and not you, me, and Jacob, I was thinking of you, me, Zach, and Andy, for example. I know Preston played a bit with us too on Battlefield 3 specifically on PS4 back in the day, when we had a competent squad and we'd actually work together here and there. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously that's like the core of the multiplayer, and the focus is to have a solid squad, and you'll almost always play well.
Yeah, I think like you can say that about any multiplayer game, but especially Battlefield. I feel like
it's built around the squads.
Yeah.
So I feel like that would make it a lot more of a satisfying experience, because I've never played with a competent squad in Battlefield 5. I almost forgot the number there. Battlefield 1, we played together pretty well. We had some good moments in Battlefield 1. And as of right now, I still fondly admire Battlefield 1 over 5. And I've played a decent amount of the multiplayer in 5 so far, and I think 1 still trumps it for now.
Does 5 do anything different than 1?
Not that I can tell. There is more emphasis on the roles. Like I think I mentioned it when I played, like, the closed alpha and the stuff at E3, where support has a stronger emphasis, and so does medic and everything. So I like those aspects. I think those really are good improvements. And the spotting system's better too. Not everyone can just spot anyone at any time, where your whole field of view is just littered with red dots where enemies are. It's very difficult to spot people, and I think only Scout can officially spot people now. Mm-hmm. So that's another reason to have one in your squad. But I like that a lot, because it just makes firefights more intense, because you can't see where the fires are, where all the enemies are coming from at one time and everything. So cool game. I don't know how much more time I'll spend with it, but I accomplished my mission with the sniper video, and it's out there on COG's YouTube channel if you're interested. So other than that, I played a lot more Spyro. I'm about 70% through the first Spyro.
Nice.
It'll obviously be a very easy platinum, but I never finished that game. I only remember playing about the first half of it, so the latter half that I'm in now is all new to me. But still fond memories of playing that as a kid and just seeing it entirely remastered and built from the ground up with new animations and new sound design and remastered music and voice acting and character models. It's just so beautiful.
What difficulty are you playing?
I don't think there are difficulties. I think it's just you just play the game. I think, if I'm not mistaken. But
well, is it tough or is it pretty simple?
No. It's super easy. Just run around, collect gem. It's like a collectathon / platformer. But I jumped into Year of the Dragon, which is the third one, just to play the first the first 2 worlds, because one, it was just going to be super nostalgic for me, but also just to do it for COD coverage. And those videos tanked, by the way. No one's interested in watching Spyro gameplay, apparently. Yeah. But Year of the Dragon, man, I absolutely adored as a kid. I played that one through and through over and over and over again on PS1. And I just have very fond memories. I think I mentioned in this podcast years ago where I would wake up on like a summer day and play all morning. I'd play Year of the Dragon, and then my mom would take my sister and I to the pool. We'd go to the pool all day, and then I'd come back and play more Spyro. Yeah. I just remember one summer when I was a kid just doing that, and that's forever ingrained in my mind. And just seeing that first world when the game starts and seeing Moneybags and what's his name? What's the tiger's name again? I already forgot. I just played it.
So
Hunter. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Tigger, excuse me. But yeah, Hunter's there, and I did the skateboarding sequence in the first world you go to and everything. It was just so, I mean, I was just crippled with nostalgia. It was so beautiful to behold. So can't praise Spyro enough. It was a whole lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to playing that. It's a fun game to dabble in if I have like 20, 30 minutes to kill, which is typically my gaming times these days.
Yeah.
But now that I have free time, I may dabble in, hopefully finish the first Spyro this week, and I, of course, intend on finishing all 3. That should be really 3 easy platinums right there.
Yeah.
Preston, I don't know how hungry you are for platinums anymore, but there's 3 of them right there for you.
I will get to Spyro at some point. I can assure you that. It looks very just like a chill, fun game. I have no nostalgia for it, so I can't really go in for that, but it does. I had no nostalgia for Crash Bandicoot either, but I kind of enjoyed the playing through that, and the reason it was only kinda is because I tried to platinum that game, and that almost killed me.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling Spyro will not be as hard as that. So
yeah, I think it's what I love about it. It's just so easy and so laid back and charming and cute that you just feel good while playing it.
That's why I love Let's Go Pikachu so much right now. That's exactly how I feel about it.
If I wasn't playing Spyro at the moment, I probably would have already invested in Pokemon, but that's kind of what's eating up my other time, aside from like PC and stuff.
I get it, man.
But I had a bit of an epiphany while I was playing Spyro. I think we've mentioned this several times in the past as well, but just something I wanted to reiterate that I would love to see, hopefully in the near future, is one for Toys for Bob in particular. I know they did all the Skylander stuff before Spyro. I think how they've overwhelmingly succeeded with the Reignited trilogy with Spyro. I'd love for Activision to grant them an opportunity to create a brand new Spyro from the ground up, brand new story, brand new worlds, brand new gameplay.
An older Spyro.
Yeah, maybe. All grown up Spyro. But I'm sure as a studio, they would hope that the Reignited trilogy would prove to Activision, like, look, we're capable of developing a game of this quality. Let us develop something entirely original. I'm sure that's what they're hoping for, but I also hope that Activision's like, hey, you killed it with Reignited trilogy. Let's see a brand new Spyro, because there seems to be a lot of buzz about Spyro at the moment. Let's see how a brand new one does. I'd love to see that from Toys for Bob. I think they could pull it off and it'd be amazing. But because I didn't really know anything about them aside from Skylanders before this, and they definitely knocked it out of the park. They lit a flame in my heart. I'll say that.
Oh,
how you like that pun? I could probably do better, but
yeah,
it's the
I
first
didn't
one
like
that
it
came to
very
mind.
much.
Okay, I'll try again later.
Yeah, think on it and get back to me.
Anyway. That I'd like to see. I'd love to see a new Ratchet and Clank from Insomniac. Hopefully, I know they're going to be focused on Spider-Man, and they probably have another like mini team maybe working on the new Sunset Overdrive. A lot of people demanding that all of a sudden because of Spider-Man. But I don't know what to expect from Insomniac other than Spider-Man. But I think it'd be cool if they had like a C team work on a new Ratchet and Clank. That'd be kind of cool.
Well, I want the A team working on Ratchet.
I mean,
and Clank,
I would want that too. But they're probably with the success of Spider-Man, they're probably gung ho about Spider-Man for the foreseeable future. But I'd love to see a new Ratchet and Clank.
Spider-Man. Okay, let's put Ratchet and Clank head and see.
Who needs Spider-Man? But that, and lastly, I'd love to see a new Sly Cooper. I don't even know if I need it from Sucker Punch. I mean, Sucker Punch would be cool, but of course they're doing Ghost of Tsushima at the moment. But maybe someone is working on Sly Cooper. But I think that'd be a solid PS5 launch title. Would be a Sly Cooper game.
That would be interesting.
That'd be really cool.
I don't think it's likely, but could happen.
Just imagine a Sly Cooper in 4K running at a real smooth frame rate. I'd love it. So
it doesn't really get me excited, but
I never played Thieves in Time, whatever it was called. The more recent one.
I played like 2 hours of the first one, then I never played again.
Okay, because I fondly adored the first 3.
I played halfway through Thieves in Time on PlayStation Now.
What'd you think?
And I was enjoying it until halfway through. It just got so laggy that I just couldn't do it anymore, so I quit.
And streaming's the future.
Yeah.
So if I actually would have had it, you know, like the actual copy of it or whatever, I probably would have ended up finishing it. But from what I played, I liked it.
I may play it eventually. I don't know.
Did it? It did not like reinvent anything. It was just another Sly Cooper game.
Mm-hmm. And then all of like his lineage. They all have different abilities or something.
Yeah. Yep. You would bring his ancestors, and I remember there was one that could like shoot bow and arrows, and then there was like a cowboy one, and it turned into like a third-person shooter. So it had new, you know, gameplay mechanics through that. But at the end of the day, it just felt like any other Sly Cooper game. So, which isn't the you know, the by no means the worst thing, but just not a lot of innovation really, which I don't blame them, because it was their first Sly Cooper by themselves. They probably just wanted to stay super loyal to what Sly Cooper was.
Yeah, who developed that one?
Don't fall. It was Sansaru, I believe. Their logo is like a monkey looking thing.
Oh, okay, that explains it.
Yeah, it was not Sucker Punch.
All right.
It was the same people who I believe did the HD collection as well.
Ah, I see.
Yes. But speaking of cute, cuddly games, Fallout 76.
Oh.
I don't believe you talked about it last week, Garrett, about our voyage into West Virginia together.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up because, I mean, I have some things to say, but I was going to see what else you have to say about just the current climate it's in.
Yeah, I definitely think it's getting some deserved hate, but definitely a ton of undeserved hate as well. And I think that has to do with some people's just undying hatred for Bethesda in general. I'm by no means, I'm not coming to this game as like a like white knighting this game or anything. Like, this game has a ton of issues, and I am disappointed in Bethesda with a lot of things in this game, primarily the technical aspects of it, because it does not run good. It doesn't necessarily feel good. There's just bugs upon bugs upon bugs upon bugs in this game. But even with that, I do think it's still not as bad as some people are saying it is. There is fun to be had, and I have had a lot of fun. I know when me and you played, we had some fun just kind of exploring, and I've finally kind of, in the past few days, I've gotten into the rhythm of kind of just picking up some quest lines that I find interesting, and those quests that I've gone off doing are I'm having a lot of fun with. So I haven't played as much as I would have thought I would have played a brand new Fallout game, because primarily because of Red Dead, that cut into a lot of the time. But I've played a decent amount. I believe I'm like level 30, but I still feel like I haven't really seen a lot of the game. Like, a lot of the map has been left unexplored. I haven't joined any factions. I haven't done a lot of the main quest, you know. So that's pretty much all I have to say about it, honestly. What about you?
It's funny because I totally had forgotten that we played, which I took as a bad sign, but it probably was just due to exhaustion as well. But I was going to say that the hatred has only increased since you and I played. And again, it's like you said, it's a combination of, serious issues with the game, but also because there is a crowd that is blatantly against anything Bethesda. But I thought seeing all the hatred towards it seemed very exaggerated, and I can vouch for that because I've played it with you for, I think, like 2 or 3 hours. And I encountered minimal bugs while we played and didn't have any issues with it. But I can see where people's frustrations stem from. And regardless of all that, and it wasn't really the gameplay that I enjoyed so much as just you and I goofing around, like making jokes about everything we saw. But I think that's why I would enjoy playing more of it, because one, it is a Fallout setting. I love the building stuff. I like exploring areas I haven't seen in the game, and then just the social interactions in it are enjoyable. So because of that, I want to play more of it. But if I were to play by myself, I'd have no interest. Like this whole week while you've been out of town and stuff, I haven't even considered playing it because I just would play with you and Jay, perhaps.
Harsh.
Yeah.
But that's why I haven't played anymore. But I definitely want to. So first chance we get, I'll hop into that. I know there's people in the community too that are out there playing it. If you guys want to team up, maybe I'll jump in a little bit this week if you guys are on. But I don't have much to say because I've only played like 2 or 3 hours, but
Yeah.
from what I remember you and I doing, didn't encounter too many bugs and had a good time just joking around. So hopefully, I'm sure they'll clean it up over time. I just hope that the very poor reception at launch doesn't tarnish it completely, because I do think there's a lot of potential there. It just will take time to develop into something really unique and fresh for Fallout, which I don't expect much, but I hope for a lot, I'll say.
Yeah, I don't know if I said it on the podcast or not. I don't remember the last time I was on here, but the Power Armor edition is freaking awesome. That I did not expect the helmet to be as good as it is. It's huge.
You got that on display somewhere?
Oh yeah, of course I do.
Wait, you don't wear it?
Do you wear that with your Pip-Boy?
I've worn it. Yeah, all the time, dude.
While you're playing the entire time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
That would be my go-to.
I'd expect
outfit.
nothing less.
Yeah. But it's surprisingly like highly detailed. Like I said, it's huge. And it just looks awesome. So I'm extremely satisfied with the collector's edition, and I definitely do not regret that purchase, even though the game is not as good as I was expecting it to be. It's fine. Like I said, I want to play it more, but definitely love the helmet. So,
do you think you could actually survive a couple of weeks in a nuclear apocalypse with that?
Wearing that bad boy? Oh, yeah. For sure.
Here's what I think they're doing, guys. Every release of a new Fallout product, they're going to give you another piece of that armor.
That'd be pretty rad. It's going to take literally a lifetime to get all the pieces.
No, here's what Bethesda knows. They know a nuke is coming. And they're slowly preparing everyone by giving you these collector's editions.
Get this. What if every Fallout game that's come out has all been part of a Vault Tech training
Bethesda
sequence?
Is the enemy.
And by the time the nukes drop, we're all well prepared because of all the Fallout games we played.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and all the Bethesda haters, they're screwed, man. They're absolutely screwed.
That's me. Oh, no.
Yeah, you're screwed, Jacob. Sorry, don't come crying to me and Preston. Preston's got the helmet. I got a Pip-Boy. I'm already one step ahead of you, bro.
Would you be my friend if I was one of those ghouls that's in Fallout?
If you're a normal ghoul, sure. But if you're a feral ghoul, I will blow your head off,
Yeah, just
Jacob.
be one of those wrinkly guys that just begs for things.
That's fine. They don't beg for things. They have lives. Are you racist against ghouls, Jacob?
Yes.
You son of a bitch.
I hate them. Shoot them on sight.
I'd be your friend, Jacob. Don't worry about it, man. You'll get ghoulified, but I'll take good care of you.
I'll dress up like Valentine. I know he's not a ghoul, but
yeah, he's a synth.
I think he looks.
So you'll be a ghoul in Valentine's outfit.
Yeah, I'll be a detective.
Okay, I'm looking up at my Fallout 4 poster now, and I was going to say a couple things I want to say about Fallout. I still feel the burn in my eyes when I listen to the main theme from Fallout from the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
I will never forget seeing that trailer for the first time, dude.
Dude, I have the trailer they're doing now for 76. I have that song burned in my mind because it comes on every time I watch something. Yes. Yeah, no, not that one. It's like, wouldn't it be nice if we were older? Yeah.
But yeah, that main theme, man, just the "Let's go, pal." It shows the lightning bolt and the fades out to the logo, man.
Doesn't he have the dog with him?
Man, I still get like butterflies in my stomach when I think about that. Just like the swelling in my chest and my heart pounding. It's just the love I have for at least Fallout 3 going into 4 and the hype that was there. I'll never forget.
Yeah.
So, and it kind of makes me sad too, because all the hate 76 is getting, because I still fondly admire 3 and even 4.
Yeah, that's the thing, dude. Is like, I love 4, but just when I'm listening to in Fallout 76 the Appalachia radio, just the music and stuff, I just think back to Fallout 3, and I'm just like, that is what Fallout is to me. Yeah. Is Fallout 3.
Mm-hmm.
And just even the way, I think we talked about this when we were actually playing 76. It's just the art direction they've gone in just doesn't feel like Fallout to me.
Yeah.
It's just like that grittiness, that just green hue of Fallout 3. Just that is what Fallout is to me. So.
Yeah, it is in a rough spot, but I don't doubt Bethesda going forward. I'm sure. I mean, I don't know about how the whole engine discussion is an entirely different conversation.
It is clear as freaking day that they better not do Starfield on this.
I know, and I get where they're coming from when they say like, "Oh, if we jump to a new engine or create a new engine, we have to learn it before we can make a game." I'm like, if that's what you have to do, man, just make the sacrifice of time.
Yeah, like that is obscene. Like it is time. It is time.
Yeah.
So people have been saying it is time since like Skyrim.
I know.
So I heard somebody found. I think somebody found in 76. It was either 76 or Skyrim. They found like coding from like Elder Scrolls Daggerfall. Like it's
I hate
time.
when that happens.
I think they even say that in like the No Clip documentary at one point. They're like, yeah, we had assets from Morrowind and Fallout 4 or something.
Yeah,
The
like,
shrubbery
oh my
we
gosh.
redesigned. So it was funny.
It's ridiculous. So with Black Friday going on, I actually picked up 3 games. I picked up Black Ops, and then I picked up Dragon Quest XI for the PS4.
I've heard nothing but good things about that.
This has been on my backlog for a while. I've put about 4 hours into it, and oh boy, I'm loving it so far. It is totally up my alley. It has given me those just it's not like I know it's like the only thing it has in common with Persona is turn-based RPG, but I'm getting Persona vibes from the I'm just getting Persona vibes from it. It's probably just because they're 2 anime turn-based RPGs, but the combat is insanely simple so far. I'm slowly being introduced to things that I'm sure will become a lot more complicated. But I love the art style. The story is interesting to me thus far, and it's just super happy and fun. And I'm smiling the entire time I'm playing it. So I'm extremely excited to get back to that game. I'm enjoying it a ton so far. It's pretty much all I have to say. But yeah, I definitely am digging it. Oh yeah, one thing that I'm not digging too much is the music. I'm not digging the music at all. It's very, and I'm sure if I had any nostalgia for Dragon Quest, I would feel a lot different about it. But there are some times when the music does not fit the scene at all. Like the beginning of the game is there's like a scene where the character you're playing as, his mother is like running away from these evil people, I'm assuming trying to kill the baby, and the music is like happy, kind of like it doesn't make any sense. And it's not orchestrated either. It's like MIDI. The entire soundtrack is very like digital, and it does not vibe very
Are we talking
well.
about like MIDI like orchestral sounds, or is it just all sound digital?
Like I can totally tell these are not legit strings. Like these are something that like we would play with on like
on like
Ableton or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's very much like that. But then on the other hand, on the other side of that, when like you finish a fight, there's like a super old school sounding like jingle that I'm assuming is from Dragon Quest. So there are parts like that I enjoy. But overall, the overall soundtrack, I'm not digging at all, honestly. But everything else so far I'm liking a lot. So I got that, and then I finally picked up a game that has also been on my backlog for I'm talking like forever. I'm talking about since XPlay, since I saw this game on the show Cheat back on G4. That's how long ago this was on my backlog.
It's a classic show.
Yes, Okami.
Oh.
Originally made by Clover Studios, the same people that made Beautiful Joe.
I've that little wolf character on the cover?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, people have always told me like you have to play this game. This is very much a Zelda-like game. You'll love it. So I finally picked it up on the Switch with the HD edition of it, and I've only played like an hour of it. A lot of the game is a lot of exposition, a lot of actually getting into the game, so I honestly can't even say anything about it besides that the art style is beautiful, and I'm excited to play it just because of what I've been told, and it runs incredibly well on the Switch. And I know a big part of the combat and a big part of the puzzle solving is you have like a paintbrush that you bring up, and I love that on Switch and handheld mode you can actually use your finger to do the paintbrush stuff, so that's pretty cool. But besides all those things, I played more Red Dead, and I heard you guys talking about the Game of the Year discussion last week, and I really wish I could have been here for that, because I know me and Garrett, we had a discussion about Game of the Year, and the more I've kind of stewed on it, and the more and more and more that I've played Red Dead, that has to be my Game of the Year. I am torn between if Red Dead will win the Game of the Year, because I've heard at least some of the podcasts I've listened to, like Kind of Funny and some other things, there are some people that are not as high on Red Dead as God of War, so I don't know how voting will go into it. On the other hand, Easy Allies, I know they're they vote on the panel as well. They're all in on Red Dead. So I don't know what will win, but I definitely think Red Dead is my game of the year, and I continue to play it, even having beaten it. I'm constantly finding new things. I just like I don't want. We could probably get into it more when our actual game of the year discussion comes up, but I love living in that world, and I love just discovering things and just doing stuff, and I've never felt that way about any other game I've played.
There's still a lot I have to experience in that game myself that I've yet to get to because I've been so busy having to jump from one game to the next. But like I said,
Dude,
this week I'm hoping to
much,
take my time in everything I play, and maybe I'll jump into Red Dead and do some more side stuff I haven't done yet.
Yeah, like I just finished this quest with this serial killer. Like, have you ever found all these bodies, like decapitated heads and these bodies strung up and stuff?
Mm-mm.
Does that have to do with a vampire, or is that a different one?
No, that's a different thing. But I found this quest finding this serial killer, like out of just things like that just keep popping up, and they're
awesome.
Have cutscene. It's like there's just so I'm over in the other side of the map doing. There's more bounties. I still have bounties coming.
That's amazing.
It's incredible.
Making me want to play it right now.
Yeah, it's so good. I love it so much. It's such an achievement in just game design. I mean, say what you will about the controls and stuff, and I will believe you about all that, and I agree with you with a lot of that stuff. But just everything else the game does, it really is magnificent. It's so incredible, and it's mind-boggling. So, but yeah, that's all the stuff that I played this week.
Sounds rad, dude. The only other thing I was going to mention is that I saw finally A Star Is Born a couple nights ago.
What?
You know what that is?
No.
Yeah, it's Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga.
Oh,
it's like the fifth remake of that.
I thought you said
movie.
like Astara, not
no.
A Star Is Born.
A Star Is Born.
Yeah, sorry.
And I'd wanted to see it because one, I like Bradley Cooper a lot, and I was also especially interested because he directed the movie. And I think Lady Gaga's pretty cool too. I've seen her documentary about her career leading up to the Super Bowl and everything, and I just think she's kind of cool.
Fun fact about Lady Gaga: she is currently playing through Bayonetta right now. And
I saw that on Twitter.
Yeah, updating her Twitter about it.
Yeah, because she just seems kind of cool, and I was interested in the cast, and of course Bradley Cooper directing, and it was very good. I thought it was excellent. Just the performances were just so well acted, and just the way it was shot too, and just the grittiness of it, and just the dramatic storytelling, and even like the happy moments in the movie. But as most people have heard in reviews, it's actually a very sad movie, but a lot of it's very joyful. A lot of great original music in it too. And one of the things I appreciate most is that all of the music you hear in the movie was all recorded live when they actually shot it. It wasn't, I mean, I'm sure it was enhanced in post, of course, but all the singing was all captured live while they were filming it. That's
gotta be a cool thing to shoot. Like, you're literally shooting a live performance, but then you're chopping it up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because most movies, I'm not all, of course, but most movies, they'll do like a concert scene, and it'll all be dubbed over and added in post. Now everything's always tweaked in post, but all of that, for the most part, all the singing was recorded live, which really, really intrigued me.
That's actually like a fun thing to do as like an extra in a crowd, is to actually be a part of a live performance.
Totally. And you can also tell in the mixing too in the theater, and I've never noticed this before, they intentionally mix it to feel like you're in like a concert hall when you're listening to the movies, depending on where the setting is, like whether they're outdoors in like a small theater, it feels like you're in those settings with the way it's mixed.
That's cool.
So that was very cool. It's almost like being a part of the crowd. Yeah, Bradley Cooper, man, he really killed it. Like I wasn't
aware that he could sing.
Yeah, he may get an Oscar nomination, and dare I say, dude, Lady Gaga didn't blow my mind in American Horror Story. In fact, I thought it was quite cringy the first season she showed up in. I think it was the hotel season. That's when I stopped watching that show. It was ridiculous, but she was amazing in this movie. Like, I was very, very impressed to see just how her evolution is not only like a pop star, but into this really talented actress is just really impressive and cool to behold. And it really was pretty heart-wrenching, man. I won't spoil anything, but I didn't cry. Like, everyone's like, you're going to cry your eyes out. I didn't cry, but it was definitely very dramatic and sad. But at the same time, just such a fun movie to watch, and great soundtrack, all original music, and amazing performances. I can't recommend that movie enough. It was really good. I didn't see it because Casey has no interest in it whatsoever, so I went with my cousins on Thanksgiving. And it was great. Glad I finally saw it.
Your family's really big on going to see movies on holidays, right?
on Christmas in particular, because the first year we did that was when none of our family could come into town. So we had Christmas morning. We're all kind of sitting around like, what do you guys want to do the rest of the day? And we'd already exhausted our Christmas movies at home. We're like, oh, let's just go to a movie. And we've been doing that for like the past 6 years, and it's always a fun time. It's amazing how packed it is on Christmas Day, dude. Yeah. The movies are insanely popular on Christmas Day.
It's never something that I've done is go to see shit on holidays.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Yeah, and Thanksgiving we went this year because we had, again, nothing else to do in the evening. So let's go see a movie. But yeah, Stars Born, great one.
I might go see that. Maybe not. I might wait for it to come out.
Preston, what do you think of the new Halloween? Because I saw that recently too.
I actually really liked it.
I liked it a lot. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Yeah, I imagine they'll do another one. I've heard already murmurs that they're going to do another one because this one was so successful in the theater. But yeah, because it was so I think it was 10 million. I think the budget was 10 million and it made like 200 plus, so it was a huge success. But yeah, I loved just the simple plot, and all the kill scenes were brutal. Michael Myers is very intense.
I felt really bad for the lady in the bathroom stall. That one.
Yeah, me too, man. Bad. She really got screwed over. She really just did nothing wrong the entire time. Yeah, that's what I kind of liked about it. Though, just they did not pull any punches with the kills in the movie. Yeah. So I appreciated that. It makes you fear Michael Myers even more, that he just shows no mercy, unless it's a baby, of course. But yeah, at first when he approaches that baby's crib in the movie, I was like, I don't think they'll go that far, and they didn't. But had they gone that far, I mean, like, I respect that, but it's very disturbing. Yeah. So yeah, I liked it a lot. Two great movies I'd seen recently was Halloween and A Star Is Born.
Haven't you seen Bohemian Rhapsody?
Oh, I did see that. Yeah, I haven't mentioned that one. Yeah, I like that a lot too. I think I like A Star Is Born more, but Bohemian Rhapsody was amazing. And I think it's Rami Malek. I can't remember how to pronounce it, but a guy from Mr. Robot. He was phenomenal as Freddie Mercury. Yeah. He'll probably get nominated as well.
I was talking to my uncle about this on Thanksgiving. He said that he saw it and he wasn't satisfied with like the payoff at the end, like the climax of the movie. Like it wasn't. Yeah, it didn't exactly like meet what it should have.
Yeah, I get that. They ended on a very high note. Yeah. They wanted to end it positively. It's interesting if you've ever read about or kept up with the production behind that movie, because that movie's been in development.
Oh yeah, he told me there's
for like over a decade.
Several writers and directors. Oh yeah, so I was like, yeah, that's probably why.
Different actors too. I think originally it was supposed to be Sacha Baron Cohen, which I think would have been excellent. And he wanted to go for a very raunchy, realistic, like again, no pulling punches story of Freddie Mercury. Yeah. Where it eventually evolved, because obviously went through production hell for so long, he eventually had to move on to different projects. So they wound up doing the Rami version, and forgive me if I'm pronouncing his name wrong, but they wanted to go for a more joyful take, like kind of like the heart behind Freddie Mercury, not really like I wouldn't say his dark side, but like his more raunchy side. Yeah. And I think it was very tastefully done too. I mean, they don't like lie about anything. It was interesting. I watched a comparison video of the true story versus the Hollywood version, and of course the band was heavily involved in the development of the story, so the story they tell is for the most part very true, but it's been kind of like events in the band's history have been rearranged to kind of tell a smoother story. Okay. And I think the changes they made in comparison to the real story worked for what the movie was. And yeah, all the music was awesome. I think my favorite scene in the movie is when they're actually recording Bohemian Rhapsody in the studio. It's just awesome to see, and just very, very funny as well. But I knew very little about Freddie Mercury going into it, but one thing I was familiar with was the like your uncle mentioned, the climax in the movie. It ends on I don't remember the climax, but the conclusion, I should say. It ends on the Live Aid show that they played. I think it was in London, where they played like millions upon millions of people watch. It was like that big donation for Africa or something. Yeah. What's funny about that show is that I was on YouTube forever ago. I'm talking about like 5 or 6 years ago. I was just browsing random live shows of bands that I liked. And I saw that was in my suggestion. It was like the Queen Live Aid show. And I'd never really seen Queen live on video before. So I was like, I'll just click on this.
Else.
Yeah, I was like, I'll just click on this out of curiosity. I was expecting to maybe watch a song. And dude, I watched it from start to finish. I watched the entire thing because Freddie Mercury, dude, is mind-blowing live. Like, it blew my mind how well, not only that he hit the notes in all the songs, but just his energy on the stage. And I'd never even given him a thought before that. And because of that, I've never really like actively listened to Queen since then. I'm familiar with a lot of their hits, of course, but since that show, I just, in the back of my mind, I always knew him, like, he was incredibly talented. So that's why I wanted to go see the movie. And it's cool. They kind of remake that entire show. They play through the entire thing all on film. Yeah. So it was pretty cool to see that. But it ends like that, and then it goes on to, like, at the end, the subtitles like, oh, Freddie Mercury died in 91 and blah, 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 blah. But It was really good. I liked it a lot. A lot of heart in that movie. It's just a lot of happy moments too. It's not. I mean, of course, the ending's sad, but a lot of it's very positive. And I think the final direction they went with the script and like kind of the tone of the movie worked really, really well.
Yeah.
So it was cool too. They do a montage of when they first go on tour of like different places in the U.S. that they're touring, and of course they included Atlanta. 'Cause I'm sure a portion of the movie, if not most of it, was shot in Atlanta. And he's like, "We love you, Atlanta!" And like my whole theater cheered. Yeah. Because of course we're all seeing it in Atlanta, but that was kind of cool. They probably intentionally included that, but it was awesome, man. It was just a whole lot of fun.
That's awesome.
So I recommend all 3 of those movies definitely. Back to gaming, I guess.
Have we?
I think we've wrapped our intro finally.
Yeah.
Any funny life events happened to you guys this week?
Mm-mm.
Okay, I don't think anything's happened in my life either. So yeah, I guess we can jump into news unless
just
you have anything else to say.
Thanksgiving, dude.
Yeah,
That's all that
Thanksgiving was
Did you
fun.
guys have a good Thanksgiving?
Yeah, mine was good.
Yeah, it was good. I ate a lot of pecan pie.
Ooh, I had apple.
I had apple as well.
We had apple, but I'm a big sucker for pecan pie.
Pecan pie, boy.
So I'm judging you a
lot
little
of
bit,
good-
but I think we can move past it.
A lot of good football this week, minus the Falcons sucking a big one.
It was a
My
big football
goodness.
weekend.
They're awful.
Falcons blow.
I'm embarrassed.
They're called the Galgans. I think one of my favorite Facebook posts of all time is when the Super Bowl is happening, when we were in the Super Bowl. Instead of saying "Go Falcons," I said "Go Falcons."
That's why they lost.
I like subtle hints of idiocy. I just think, for some reason, I think pretending to be an idiot is funny. Because when you read "Go Falcons," it looks like some idiot just misspelled it and didn't notice.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, I think that's so funny. It's like that picture when we went to Atlanta with Casey and the guy, we were in front of the Ferris wheel at Tabernacle. Yeah. The guy's like, "I'm going to do a panoramic with the Ferris wheel behind you." We're like, okay. And I've never seen someone do this fast of a panoramic. He takes my phone and swipes up and like the speed of a bullet, just flinging his arm up. I was like, wow, I didn't know you could do a panoramic like that. Hands us the picture. Our faces are just slightly warped to the point where you have to like stare at it to realize something's wrong with it.
Yeah. I've seen the picture.
And that's one of my favorite pictures I have on my Instagram, because everyone that has probably seen it thinks like something's off about this, and I can't tell what it is. Like my face is squished. I look like a troll.
I think someone's eyes are like...
Yeah, your face is like melting, and Casey's like missing a nose. So because of that, it's like one of the funniest pictures ever, but that's kind of what it reminds me of.
Mm.
Go Falcons.
Go Falcons. Well,
Yeah.
Jacob,
Maybe
at least you have the dogs.
Yep.
At least. So not all the teams we needed to lose lost yesterday, right? For us to have like really strong playoff chances.
Michigan
I mean, we
lost.
just have to win.
Yeah, we got to beat Alabama, and we're pretty
it never
solid.
mattered.
Well,
You
the
just gotta beat
problem with
Alabama.
Alabama is that if we beat them, they're probably still going to get in the playoffs.
Exactly,
So
that's the
we would have to
problem.
beat them twice.
It'd be the same situation.
So-
We got to double tap Alabama, dude. That's even if we can do the first time.
The only way for Alabama to have stayed out is if Michigan would have won last night, and Ohio State rammed it up their butt.
Yep, unfortunately, just as we did to Tech.
So, yes.
Michigan can't beat Ohio State.
Touche, Ohio State. Touche.
Yeah, I think Jim Harbaugh is the only Michigan coach in history to lose 4 straight to Ohio State.
Ooh.
Man,
So
that poor soul.
Hate
this
to
was
see
their
it.
year too. This was the year to do
It
it.
was. Yeah.
Man,
But a loss.
yeah, a loss indeed.
Will they even
Yes.
be in their title game? That
Michigan? No.
conference? Yeah. Are they
It's
in
gonna
Ohio
be-
State? Are they on the same side?
Yes. It's going to be Ohio State versus Northwestern in the Big Ten title game.
Northwestern.
Yeah, so that's going to be a killer. So I know this is going off on a rant, but this is what pisses me off is the 4 top teams that are probably going to be next week are Alabama, Alabama, Clemson, Notre Dame, and Georgia. Alabama and Georgia had to play each other. Notre Dame doesn't even play in a conference, so they just have a week off. And then Clemson has to play Pittsburgh in their title game. So it's like they just get a walk into the playoffs.
Yeah,
So-
I think everyone should be a part of a conference. I don't really. It's
I
kind
agree.
of unfair.
And I think Notre Dame, sorry if you're a Notre Dame out there, fan listening to this, but they're going to get absolutely massacred in the first round. Like it's whoever gets them in the first round, it's a free game.
Dude, leave Notre Dame alone.
They are
Why you gotta be like that?
overrated. Sorry. And nobody will change my mind. You can't beat Vanderbilt by like a field goal and beat USC by a touchdown and beat Ball State by like 4 points and then convince me that you're gonna like play Clemson or Alabama or like Georgia and beat them. It's not gonna happen. So But anyways, that's probably enough about football because we're really getting into the weeds here on this. But this is the It's Obvious podcast, the show where my two best friends and I get together every single week to watch video games, to talk about video games. Obviously, you can find all of our content, including the video version of this podcast, over at youtube.com/ItsObviousGaming. If YouTube isn't good for you, or you'd like to take us on the go, you can listen to this podcast weekly over at Apple Podcast, Google Play, Spotify, Audioboom, other podcasting services. Please check the description down below for links to our social media pages, our Discord channel, our PSN names, our Steam names, pretty much everything you would ever need to get in contact with us. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the YouTube channel and be sure to like and comment down below to get involved with the It's Obvious community. Doing so helps us out tremendously, and we would forever be in your debt. With all that out of the way, hey man, what's the news?
Also, Preston, you forgot to mention this. Come on now. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram.
Oh, yeah,
Jacob, will you drop it?
At Jalka27.
I followed you on Twitter and you haven't tweeted in like 2 days, sir.
I tweeted.
Yeah, you're really letting us down.
Your last tweet.
I tweeted a
Your
lot
last
on
tweet
Friday,
was like about the Falcons.
Because you're excited for the weekend.
I was so disappointed that they made me stop tweeting. I just lost my social media spirit.
It's a real shame, man.
Mm-hmm.
I tweeted.
You know
due
why
to
I went to your
inspiration.
Twitter? You know why I went to your Twitter, Jacob?
Why?
It's because I wanted to find. I don't follow any of our buddies that are Georgia Tech fans, so I wanted to see if they were talking about the game at all. So I wanted to just lurk, but none of them were.
No,
so.
I mean Elliot tweets sometimes, but not really.
Yeah, his.
They don't seem to be as vocal as they used to be.
Yeah,
Probably for good reason.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, but anywho. Hey, like I said before, Jacob plugged his Twitter. What's the news, man?
Not a whole lot. It's a very slow news week. Obviously,
right,
we're nearing the end of the year, so we'll see you guys next week. To no one's surprise, CD Projekt Red has claimed they're looking to match the quality of polish in Red Dead 2 at launch. They're hoping for a Metacritic score of 95 or higher. That's not a surprise either. Of course, there's been discussion regarding that statement. It was in like an earnings call or something. I can't remember what the interview was, but long story short, they have obviously been inspired by Red Dead 2's not only their success critically, but also just as well as the game's polished. Which is funny because there's a hilarious bugs you can find all over the internet. Speaking of which, I have the funniest highlight reel video to send you from Kotaku of Red Dead bugs. I nearly fell over laughing. It was so funny. And I've noticed that the majority of the bugs have been on Xbox One, and I don't say that to trash Xbox One. It's amazing how the One X version looks 10 times better than PS4 Pro, but the Pro version has minimal bugs.
Yeah, but at what cost, Garrett?
I've still, at the end of the day, I've still only experienced, I think, max like 6 or 7 bugs, and I can remember almost all of them because I've experienced that few. Mm-hmm. Whereas on Xbox, it just seems to be plagued because like the manager where I work at tells me about all these bugs he encounters constantly on Xbox One X. And I'm like, I haven't had any of those problems. And it's like very bizarre stuff too. It's like when I get on my horse, this weird thing happens. When I try to open the camp book, like he steps weird and gets stuck on like something. So I'm like, that's never happened to me. That sucks. But anyway, CD Projekt Red. I remember thinking that when even before the game came out, we all had expected Red Dead to be this incredible masterpiece from a technical perspective, especially, and I had the feeling in the back of my head that, CD Projekt Red seems very gung-ho about being the best. And right before Red Dead came out, they were still considered like, this is the very best open world action RPG experience you can have in The Witcher 3. Whereas, and then Red Dead comes along. Red Dead's obviously different in many ways, but as far as an open world, interactive, immersive experience is concerned, Red Dead is the new king. And everyone expected that to happen. Now, CD Projekt Red's coming back with Cyberpunk. A lot of hype for that as well, but this has also set the new bar. Now the Red Dead's king again. They have to earn their place back at the top. And I've no doubt in my mind they're going to do whatever it takes to reach that bar again. At the very least, reach it, but try to exceed it. Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't be surprised if the game's delayed even longer now because they see like this amazing interactive system in Red Dead that's totally revolutionized the way you interact with NPCs.
Might have to go in and like.
It has completely changed everything. And I'll go back and play games like, for example, Far Cry or Assassin's Creed, and I won't think twice about that. Of course, I will always appreciate that now going forward in Rockstar games. I won't expect that in every open world game, but for a game from the caliber of CD Projekt Red and what they're going for, you'd almost think they'd want to include a very similar system because that is completely changed the way I interact with an open world because I actually feel bad about my bad actions in the game. Because I remember I made that top 10 Red Dead video, and I'd act like a real asshole to a lot of people. And I genuinely felt bad about it because I felt like I was actually offending real people because they act so realistically.
Yeah.
So I think because of that, I wouldn't be surprised. They're like, all right, guys, we have to go back to the drawing board and completely change the way we interact with our NPCs because we have to be better than Rockstar. I mean, good luck, because Rockstar's massive and they have probably 10 times the amount of money that CD Projekt Red has. But no, it's just something to think about because that's what they're going for. They want that 95 or higher Metacritic score, and they want to match that polish. Hopefully, we don't wait another 4 or 5 years. I'm hoping it's out in the next 2, hopefully.
I'm
but
okay with waiting.
I was going to ask your thoughts on that, like what you think about them saying that. What do you think the chances are of getting that even in the next 5 years at this point? Am I the only one who has anything to say about that?
Oh, I was going to let Preston say something.
Okay. Is Preston still there? I always think he's gone.
I'm here,
Okay.
friend.
It's weird not seeing your face.
It is hard to know.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I don't really
Go ahead, Jacob.
I don't have anything to add.
I've made my peace with that.
Yeah, I echo your thoughts pretty much. Sorry to.
Red Dead makes me even more excited. Just having that competition, like you were saying, for other developers, that just makes me more excited to see who can push the bar even farther.
Totally. I think they also mentioned.
Hopefully, Bethesda will take this as a call to arms. Hopefully they.
That's the thing, dude.
Saw The Witcher 3 as a call to arms to do something.
Because it makes Skyrim. I mean, I still love Skyrim. Always love Skyrim, but it makes Skyrim look like a child's game in comparison, just as far as the
Skyrim's
quality
old
of The Witcher.
too. So,
but yeah, just engine wise, I mean, it just makes it look way crappier than it actually is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm hoping both. Yeah, The Witcher, even Cyberpunk, and of course, especially Red Dead. Bethesda's like, well, we know we have the capability of telling just incredible stories in open worlds and immersing people as well. So hopefully, with Starfield and especially Elder Scrolls 6, we'll see some improvement there.
Yeah,
for sure.
We'll all keep our fingers crossed, definitely. Something else I was going to say, I think they mentioned that same call that there's a lot of verticality in the game, specifically with, obviously, it's a giant city. They haven't nailed down the exact size of it yet, but that's split into 6 different districts. And they say sometimes scaling buildings in the interior is sort of like a dungeon. Like imagine like a classic dungeon, say from like Diablo or something, but you're going upwards or downwards. It's like this giant action-packed dungeon. I thought that sounded really cool. Imagine collecting all kinds of cool loot while you're inside it.
Yeah.
Just the idea that sounds cool in a futuristic setting to me with first-person crazy action.
Yeah.
So, sounds rad as hell, dude. And I can't wait to see that. Hopefully in our lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. By the way, that news story came courtesy of James Paley of COD Connected. That's how it was brought to my attention. Kingdom Hearts 3 has gone gold, Jacob.
Oh.
Believe it or not, it has gone gold, finally.
It can't be.
Yep, it's happening. We've seen a lot of goofy-looking trailers, but I'm excited to play it.
The last one they released was an actual trailer this time. No weird cut to the theme song or whatever. We got an actual trailer.
Kingdom Hearts isn't for kids. I'm very excited to play that. It looks so adorable and
my body's ready.
And exciting. It's amazing because it looks so dumb at times, but they're so emotional. Like I almost cried at the end. I think I did cry at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2. There's so much heart in those games. The music kills me, man. Mm-hmm. It doesn't help this Disney characters too. It's just all the more endearing because of that.
Yeah.
So I expect nothing less from the third one.
Which world that they've announced are you most excited about?
As far as new worlds, probably Big Hero 6.
Okay.
Of course, Toy Story is a big one. I don't know if I'm too excited about Tangled. I like the movie, but as far as the setting's concerned, I don't care too much about Tangled.
Give a shout out to Frozen. I'm excited about that one.
Frozen? Yeah, I'm not too excited about that either.
Oh.
But, yeah, Big Hero 6 and Toy Story for me. I hope there's a few more surprises in there too.
Yeah. So I hope I really hope that these are not all the worlds.
Maybe Moana will be in there. I think Moana could be fun in like a beach setting. It's very similar to Sora's Homeworld, but still.
Yeah. Well, they had a Winnie the Pooh trailer too. That's always been in there.
Yeah. I got to have me some Halloween Town. That's got to be in there. It's a classic.
I think it'll be there.
Just have the song on loop in my head. I think of that song every Halloween season. I think of that Halloween Town song from Kingdom Hearts.
Even this last one?
I did. Yep. I even listened to it while I was driving somewhere.
Oh. Yeah. Preston, you excited for any world in Kingdom Hearts, or you gonna play it?
I'll probably play the game when it comes out.
That's the problem, though. It comes out right around when I think it's the same day as Resident Evil, right?
If that is the case, then no.
Yeah, I too will be playing
Resident Evil 2
before
is,
Kingdom Hearts.
As of next year, that is my highest priority. I am am so insanely pumped for that game. You have no clue.
Yeah, I'm very excited too. I'm not even like I've said, like a diehard Resident Evil fan, but that just looks so good.
Oh, are you ever gonna finish 4, my good man?
Yeah, I'm in the final act. I'm inside the castle right now.
That is not the final act.
Is it not?
At all? No, you are like maybe not even halfway through.
That's weird because my percentage says I'm like 80 something or whatever it says.
In Salazar's castle.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not. You're not.
Okay. Anyway, I'm well into the game, I should say.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't have any intentions of finishing it anytime soon because I only played that while I had surgery. But I had fun with it. But I did reach a point where I was like, I need a break from this. But I didn't dislike any of it. I just was tired of getting chased around by those dudes in hoods. So I'll get back to it. I will finish it probably before Resident Evil 2.
Did you get to that part I told you that is super annoying after you fight the blind guy with the Wolverine hands for the very first time?
Is it the part where you're in that big room?
Yes.
Yes, I hate that part. I think that's where I'm at, actually, is that part.
Oh, if that is the case, then you're definitely... I have no clue why it would say you're 80% because you're not even close to it in the game.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Maybe you can't read, Garrett.
Maybe I can. Maybe I'm thinking of a different game that I'm 80%.
You have to be because that is extremely early in the game.
Maybe I'm thinking of what else was I playing recently?
Spyro?
Maybe I'm 80% through Spyro. Maybe that's what I have in the brain.
Yeah, because you have to. Salazar's castle is extremely long, and then after that, you go to like an entire other island and go through stuff. Like it's
I remember watching you fight, like not fight, but like escape regenerators and stuff. Back in the day.
That's you're super far away from that.
Yeah, this isn't the final mission. Don't you escape in like a jet ski or something?
Yeah, you do.
Okay, that's what I'm remembering now. Now I remember. Okay.
Yeah. The part, if you're at that part, that is the most annoying part of the game.
Yeah, I figured that that was probably some sort of climax. It felt like it was some turning point for sure.
Oh no. You got a lot left.
I am excited. I'm probably gonna. I will finish that before the remake of 2 comes out. But as of right now, I'm too slammed with other stuff.
I got you.
What were we talking about before that? Oh yeah, just next year
Kingdom
in general.
Hearts.
But yeah, that and Metro I'm most excited for, I think.
You think that's gonna stay?
It's gonna what?
It's gonna hit its release date?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I unless they've been polishing the hell of it since the last 2 times I've played it, I don't know. But yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah. We all expected Days Gone to move. I think if anyone else was going to move, it should be Metro.
Yeah, because I think Anthem is hell-bent on coming out on that day.
Oh yeah, definitely. They won't move, especially it being EA, and they know they need like a huge win right now.
Yeah,
so they're probably not going to budge whatsoever. But yeah, dude. Yeah, we already talked about Fallout, so I guess we'll skip over that one.
It's $40 now.
It is. It's much cheaper than it was at launch. 11 or 12 days ago at this point.
I haven't looked at any numbers. It's primarily through just people I follow on Twitter, but just apparently it is not selling good. So that is a
bummer, dude.
So that's pretty cool.
So that's pretty cool.
Did you guys read Jason Schreier's article about Diablo?
I did.
It's called The Past, Present, and Future of Diablo.
Yeah.
It's a good read.
It was.
Very insightful read as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read that Diablo was going to be like an open world, create your own character, RPG.
Like third-person perspective and everything?
Yeah, I'm just kidding. I was just making that up.
Oh, it's funny because that's not totally off base from what
I heard it was like a Dark
about.
Souls like.
Yeah, very Dark Souls inspired. Third-person perspective was I think this was the original idea they were working on.
Yeah, glad they ditched that because that. Like, what's the point of it even being Diablo if that's the case?
It would feel very kind of strange like that. It wouldn't be totally unlike many other games that have tried to mock Diablo.
Well, I think the when they were talking about the Dark Souls third person, it was going to be a side project Diablo game. It wasn't going to be like the mainline game. Because they were working on Diablo 4, the mobile game, which they announced, and then this other thing that was going to be like third person action. So I think they canceled that one.
I mean, it's a huge article. I mean, there's a bunch of not bullet points, but paragraphs I have here that are just too long to read. But they basically talked about the iterations of Diablo 4 that have kind of spruced up and fizzled out over the last few years. And it seems like Activision and Blizzard are definitely at kind of like a crossroads as far as determining where the creative meets the business side and what they want to do with Diablo in particular.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really get into researching too much of that stuff, but I think long story short, Jason's coverage basically concluded that I think the latest version is codenamed Fenris, and they're still debating, according to anonymous sources, whether or not it's going to be a third-person perspective or remain isometric.
Yeah,
I think all of it.
Third person, like kind of like God of War.
Yeah,
they said.
And I've only played Diablo 3, and I adore Diablo 3, but going into a fourth one, I would hope it's still isometric, because I think that's kind of what it's charming in that sense to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't played many isometric games, but Diablo in particular just feels right to me like that. And I think story-wise, they've mentioned they wanted to be really dark and gritty and kind of doomish, like Diablo 2, apparently.
Yeah, like Diablo 3, it kind of had this kind of like, it was a dark game at points, but it was also kind of like they changed the art style too.
Right, I heard it was a little more cartoony.
Yeah, exactly.
So in line with like a lot of the art styles of Blizzard's games, which I kind of liked. But
and the article kind of talks about how it wants to be like darker and maybe a little more gory as well. So which I think is let's bring that on.
Yeah, that's fine with me. I mean, I don't know when we'll see it, because it sounds like it's still very far out.
Yeah,
like at least 3 years, I'd imagine.
I mean, apparently it's supposed to be announced this year, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. A lot of rumors flying around, a lot of anonymous sources trying to say varying things. Nothing really seems to contradict another, though. Like, all the people he talked to seem to be in line with a lot of the same stories. And I don't have much to say about Immortal either. I don't know if I'll play it or not, but yeah, a lot of apprehension towards Immortal. But Jason, again, of course, killed it as always as far as investigating a story and kind of painting a clearer picture for everyone.
Yeah.
So I highly recommend that read if you want to read more into it. But as far as the story and tone of Diablo 4, I'm open to the dark and gritty. I mean, I haven't played Diablo 2. People have been hoping for a potential remaster of that for a long time. I would definitely play it if they remastered it. But I think it's what the ideas, the rumors floating around sound pretty cool to me.
Yep.
So, you have anything to say about that, Preston?
Not really.
Yeah.
Well, fine.
How do you feel about the Immortal thing? I don't think we talked to you about Immortal.
The Immortal, I'm sure once it comes out, I'll just see what it is. But I'm not excited. I'm not
really itching to play it.
Yeah,
it's a ripoff of a ripoff, dude.
Yeah, I'm not like pissed off at it or anything. It's sort of. I did read something. I don't know if it was a Blizzard guy or somebody from Activision, but they pretty much came in like off the record and was like, "This is for China."
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They basically admitted like this was primarily developed for Chinese player base.
I think that might have been the same article as.
Yeah, I think it was in Jason's article.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is kind of
I don't think they should have made it as big of a deal as they made it, like ending the showcase and stuff.
Yeah, the game itself, I don't think is the problem. It's just the presentation.
I think I can't remember whose video it was. Maybe it was of all people. Maybe it was Jim Sterling's video. But it was someone like that who made a good point, saying that if you're going to announce a mobile game of a beloved franchise, at least announce something big and then add that on at the end. Like, oh, by the way, and he made a good point about Fallout Shelter and Fallout 4 when they revealed all the gameplay for Fallout 4. And they're like, oh, by the way, on top of that, we have this fun little mobile game we worked on. Like, if they had actually announced Diablo 4 and then been like, oh, yeah, by the way, Immortal's coming, it'd probably been a little better. I'm sorry, I'm distracted by you eating that pumpkin cookie.
It's so good.
But probably been received a bit better. But I thought that was a really good point. I'm like, that's probably exactly what they should have done, or at least announced. I don't know. I think the only solution would have been to announce Diablo 4, a teaser trailer, and then announce Immortal. But that's too late to change now. So they're stuck with their decisions.
Yeah.
But yeah. Again, it could be like a big Activision thing. I mean, according to the sources, it has a lot to do with just the culture shifting at Blizzard and Activision merging into one entity over the last several years. So, yeah, I'm not like a diehard Blizzard fanatic like Jacob here, but how does that make you feel just hearing about the culture shifting? Are you worried for the company going forward?
I'm pretty worried, honestly.
Okay.
It seems like the morale's low at Blizzard right now, or just Activision in general. Yeah, and you kind of are seeing it like reflecting in a lot of their games now. Like a lot of fans are upset, and no matter what Blizzard game you're playing, it seems like people are just getting upset, whether it's just the games aren't how they used to be, or there's too many microtransactions or whatnot. So I mean, it's random. It's different problems depending who you ask, obviously. But yeah, I mean, all these articles coming out that all these problems with Activision and Blizzard, it kind of affects me a little bit. But yeah, I'll still be a Blizzard fanboy through and through. But, I mean, not always if they just do something egregious, but
until the end for you.
Yeah, I love their titles, and I hope, in the future, like with Diablo 4, for example, I hope turns out to be a good game, because I'm looking for a Blizzard game to really sink my teeth into, and nothing's really calling to me lately. So,
still a very rich history, but just going forward, you hope that they remain that way.
Yeah, and obviously Overwatch is also kind of on the downhill. So I want to see what happens with that game.
Yeah.
Do they release a new mode? Do they kind of refine the gameplay more? Because whenever I play it now, I find the game kind of aggravating to play.
Why is that?
Just there's too much going on.
There's just too many characters now.
Last game I played, I was up against a Brigitte, a McCree, and what else was it? I forget what else it was. I think it was a Diva. Anyways, they were standing in front of me. I was Reinhardt. I had my shield up. McCree flashes me. My shield goes down because I'm stunned. Then Brigitte stuns me with her shield bash. I bounce backward. And then Diva, like, she can ride her mech. She rides on her mech. I was standing near a cliff. She pushed me off a cliff. I literally couldn't do anything for like 5 seconds.
Yeah,
and I just died instantly. I was so aggravated. And any moment, like in a shooter, it's aggravating when you literally can't control your character. Like, just kind of
definitely.
And like in a game like Overwatch, I like to, like, obviously it's about coordinating with your team and planning out a coordinated attack to win a fight. And
so you're saying it's the worst game ever made now?
Yes.
Okay, I figured.
Exactly. No, I just think they need to refine the gameplay a little more, and kind of recapture how the game perhaps used to feel when it first came out, when people were really enjoying it. So that's my 2 cents.
I
don't have suggestions as to what they can do.
Yeah,
because I don't know.
Well,
because they literally have characters put into the game now that are all about like disrupting gameplay.
Yeah.
So what are they going to do?
Well, you join those pecans over there.
I love them.
Some pecans, bye. Gentlemen, that's it for news. Nothing. I mean, there's some other little stories in there that weren't really, I don't think, necessary to mention, but
we did anyway.
Yeah, not those. I mean, I thought those were worth mentioning to an extent, but there are a few others sprinkled throughout the week that were just kind of minimal that I kind of left out. But that brings us to community questions. We have some great ones this week that will keep us pretty engaged here for the remainder of the podcast, and we have a great conclusion with Sam Harris's latest episode of our narrative he's created for us. Yeah, our medieval tale. But ladies and gentlemen, that does bring us to community questions. Thank you so much for your continued support of this podcast by submitting them week in and week out to fuel the latter half of this podcast. It's my favorite part of the podcast, always has been. Love hearing from you guys directly, answering your questions, and they're always random and exciting. We never know what to expect, and I hardly ever proofread them, so I don't know what we're getting into. Hopefully they're appropriate for a wide audience, but nonetheless, we're excited, and again, can't thank you enough. If you want your questions read on the show or Ask IOG, you can reach us in one of 3 places. You can email us at ItsObviousGaming@gmail.com. You can tweet at us at obvious_gaming, or submit your questions in the Ask IOG section of our Discord channel. Now, all of that information can be found in the links below of any podcasting service you're listening on, including YouTube. With all that out of the way, let's jump into it. Merlin420 writes in and says, I've been meaning to write in for a while now, so I consider this a frosty greeting from the north of the Great Ice Wall. Canada!
Oh.
After hearing you mention you're not on Google Play a few times, I had to correct you scholarly gentlemen, because you are in fact on Google Play. Not even the overlord empire of Google can keep IOG away. I have a couple quick questions for the gang, and I'll leave you to it. Jacob, what is your favorite beefy lift at the gym right now?
Right now, I'm really enjoying doing curls. I'm loving working out.
Hey, your biceps look great, man.
Yeah, they look okay. You should see them on Fridays, dude. Right after I do biceps.
Bulging?
Oh my God. Yeah.
You should send me a picture. I'm not attracted to you or anything. Just used to be like, hey, dude, I worked out today. I'd be like, oh, cool. And I can give you some encouragement.
I'll give you a full body nude when I get in the shower.
Well, I don't need that or anything. I mean, you can if you send it by accident, it's totally fine. But I don't need it.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Okay, man. So curls.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a regular, traditional bicep curl.
I dig it. Preston, now that you're moved in and settled, how's the new digs treating you?
Good.
I like your house a lot.
Thanks, man.
Favorite part of your new house?
The toilet.
The toilet and my room.
It's a good room. You did a really good job with that.
Oh, thanks, man. We're getting all the Christmas tree set up today as we speak, so getting
Very
it
cool.
all holidayed up.
Well, you're podcasting and setting up a tree?
Yeah.
Dude, he's so talented.
I'm super multi task talented. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, whatever, dude. And
I
finally,
think you're
Garrett.
talented.
Firstly, how are you living a functioning human being right now, or how are you a living, functioning human being? Yeah, I botched that question because the question is very relevant to how I'm feeling currently.
You're a robot.
I'm actually not.
Firstly, how are you a living, functioning human being right now with your grueling schedule? It is truly amazing you do as much as you do with little sleep. Anyways, what do you speculate the new boss in Hunt is going to be? I would personally love a werewolf. Thanks for reading my question. Play safe and have fun, fellas.
So here's the true root of this question. He really just wants to ask you about Hunt.
Yeah, we asked you guys some questions. I hardly function. I'm running off an hour right now, and I have to go back to work after this until at least midnight. So that's going to be sick, dude. So sick. At least I get to edit the podcast during a burlesque show where these very large women, very talented dancers, but very large women come and strip to their skivvies to really crazy music for about 6 hours straight.
Should take some pictures of the crowd.
Yeah, I'll do that for you. I'll upload a couple clips. It is pretty ridiculous. I mean, they do a good job. It's a good show. It sells out every single time, but it's funny.
Is this like a reoccurring, like seasonal
Yeah,
thing?
it's like once every few months. It's like every 3 or 4 months.
You should like shield your eyes with some childlike wonder from Pokemon Let's Go.
I might do that. I might do some Mario Tennis, and I, of course, have to edit this podcast too. But it would be a fun evening. It's a good way to end the weekend. It's a very easy work night for me.
Yeah.
That is, unless they surprise me and bring some ridiculous rig I have to set up. I hope that isn't the case. Anyway, Hunt Showdown. It's funny you mentioned the werewolf. I was playing with a random guy a couple nights ago. We also got into that discussion, and I mentioned, I was like, I'd like to see a werewolf. He's like, I think it'd be cool if we saw, what did he say? I can't remember what he said. I was naming all the bosses I'd like to see. And she's like, oh yeah, that'd be cool. And then he mentioned how he wanted to be able to carry 2 different types of ammo for like 2 different types of guns as like either a tool or like a new perk. And I thought that was a good idea.
Yeah, you know, Blackout, you can pick up all the ammo.
You can, yeah. But Hunt Showdown's a little more hardcore than that game. Hunt Showdown's for men and Blackout's for boys is what I'm trying to say. But he said, or we got into the discussion of a werewolf, and I told him that in particular, I mean, it's difficult for a werewolf because in traditional werewolf lore, it only comes out on a full moon, so you can only play that at night for it to make sense. But I do love that idea. I wish they could make that work somehow across all maps and all times of day. But I want, in the end, regardless, I want a boss to scare me again. Because the 2 bosses, once you get used to fighting them and figure out their weaknesses, they're not very intimidating. Now, the spider still freaks me out a bit when I fight him by myself, because just, you know, the sound design of this giant spider chasing after you and landing on you is still scary. But especially when you're playing with a teammate, there's just no fear there at all anymore. And I remember when I first started playing the game, before everyone figured out their weaknesses and stuff, it was horrifying because you had no idea how to face them. But I want a boss to not only be more challenging in a fight, regardless of what you bring, but I want it to genuinely terrify me when I fight it. And I want a little more of a challenge. I mean, the boss is already pretty intense. If they hit you once or twice, you're doomed. But I'd like to be truly trapped in a compound with a boss. Like once you go in, you can't come out unless you kill it. Now the challenge is other players can pile in there, and it all becomes just like a total cluster. But so you kind of have to have the ability to escape. But in general, I kind of came to the conclusion, whatever the boss is, I want it to horrify me. But I think my 2 top choices are some kind of vampire beast or a werewolf. Again, those are night creatures. I don't know how you do that both times of day. But Hunt's working on a new one. I don't know what it could be, but my vote's a werewolf. It probably will not be a werewolf, but whatever it is, I'm sure it's going to be terrifying looking, and I hope it's as awesome as the new map is. I'm sure it will be because they're killing it.
So Crytek. Tell me this, like, what kind of style are their monsters? Like, what are the monsters that they have now?
Yeah, everything is super grotesque. Like I
it's
won't go into
disgusting.
detail because I feel like I bore everyone when I talk about Hunt Showdown. But
so it's not just like a spider. It's
no,
like
I'll describe one to you.
Okay.
So a general enemy is called a hive, and it is a old woman who is, her entire rib cage is bursting out of her chest, cracked open, and she's bent in half. And this beehive is like ejecting out of her chest, and these bees fly around.
That
and
is awesome.
They're venomous bees, and they poison you.
That's awesome.
So
Maybe I should play this game.
Yeah, that's one. And the only other really grotesque one's called a meathead, and it's like this giant fat guy with these slugs that his like whole top half of his body. I mean, he has like a waist and up to like his chest where his shoulders are. It's all cut off, and you see his guts and these slugs that pour out of him. And he's blind and deaf, but he reacts to these slugs that crawl onto the ground. If they spot you, he'll run towards you and basically kill you in one hit. Those guys are pretty intimidating.
Interesting.
It's very, very dark and gritty and disgusting is what the monsters are like. So
there needs to be like
and the spider. I've ever shown you the spider's face.
No.
That was terrifying, dude. It'll blow your mind.
I've seen
what it
you
looks
react to the spider.
Yeah, and if you see its face, you'll get why I'm so horrified of it. It's not just a spider. There's more to it than that. So I'll send you a picture later.
There needs to be like a snake boss. I feel
that'd be kind of cool.
It's like
that'd be really cool.
Snake. I don't know how they would like do something extra.
Yeah, maybe
it,
like it can coil you up and suffocate you somehow.
Yeah,
but that's the thing. Like a snake would also have like a poison effect.
Maybe it's like a 2 or 3 headed snake.
Maybe a boss that's sort of like like an entity of some sort, not really a ghost, maybe like a witch or something that maybe like dazes you, like disorients you. Like one poisons you, one lights you on fire. Maybe this one like makes you like
you're stealing my idea.
Yeah, kind of like when you get like flashbanged or something in Call of Duty where your controls feel all kind of strange.
You can't do anything.
Yeah, something like that'd be kind of cool. I don't know. Maybe like the Blair Witch is what I'm thinking of. I think that'd be very fitting for Hunt Showdown, like a witch of some sort.
Yeah.
But I want to play the hell out of that now that we're talking about it.
Or Bigfoot.
That'd be kind of cool. Like a Sasquatch.
For some reason.
Yeah, some kind of Sasquatch beast.
Yeah.
I love that game so much. Definitely one of my favorites of the year, by far. I won't shut up about it.
I'd be willing to try it one day.
You should, man. It's on sale right now.
Again. Oh, it is.
Yeah, I think it's still on sale. It's the autumn sale. I think it lasts end of this week, maybe. Could be wrong about that. It's worth checking out. I think it's 25% off. Anyway, the next one comes from Kyle. Bohongares! I'm going to catch my breath after that. What's up, fuckers?
Dude, so rude.
Yeah, that's whatever. I can take it. It goes on to say, so boys, I've been just gobbling up both Fallout 76 and Let's Go Pikachu.
Pokemon.
These games have taken up all my time and I couldn't be happier. With both of them being side installments to the mainline franchises, it's easy to see why they deviate from the normal formula. What changes made in both Fallout 76 and Let's Go Pikachu / Eevee would you guys like to see adopted into the mainline franchise? I would love to see co-op come to Fallout in some way, and I really like the interactions with your Pokemon in Let's Go titles, as well as actually seeing the Pokemon in the overworld instead of just running into wild Pokemon while walking through the bushes. What do you guys think, and are you enjoying the new games from Bethesda and Game Freak? Love you guys, and keep it sexy and homoerotic. Well, Kyle, you can count on that. That's how we've been from the start, and we will remain that way till the end.
Amen.
So, I've barely played 76, and I've not played. Well, I have played Pokemon. Was at E3, but it's very brief, so I can't really attest to either of those.
I want to hear Preston's answers on these.
Yeah.
Seeing the Pokemon outside of the grass has to stay.
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah,
it is a complete, just like quality of life thing that is so freaking awesome. No more random, like no more spending 80 hours going through Mount Moon running into 55 Zubats on your way.
Yeah.
Like
I feel like shiny. Have you seen how you do shiny hunting?
Yeah, you do the catch combos.
Yeah. Like,
yeah.
I think that's much better than just like randomly hoping you'll run into things now.
Yeah. I mean, I like of course in the next mainline Pokemon game, it's not going to be go like catching. It's going to be actually, whittling down the health and throwing out a ball, which is fine. That's how I want it in the mainline series. But I definitely want to see the Pokemon, and I do agree with Kyle in terms of the interactions with the Pokemon, building a relationship with them, because I like how that actually helps in battle as well. Like I had Pikachu dodge and attack because I had like called out to him and he listened to me, and I had my Ivysaur dodge and attack as well due to him liking me for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think those are two really cool things that I would love to see return. In terms of Fallout, I think co-op would be cool. I would like them to somehow incorporate it into the story. I don't know how you would have a mainline Fallout game having another character and them like not address the other person in conversations and things. Like I think they would have to tackle that, and I just don't know how they would do that. Like every single NPC, it would have like different options to like talk to two people instead of one, you know what I mean? I feel like that's the only way I would want it, or that's what I would like to see if they were going to incorporate another co-op or multiplayer into another Fallout game, because I definitely don't want another Fallout game with like no NPCs or no main narrative. I mean, we'll see what they can improve upon that in Fallout 76, but the next Fallout game needs to be a core Fallout game. So they're going to have to, if there is going to be some sort of multiplayer mechanic into it, they have to address it with having NPCs and the main narrative and stuff. Because I don't want it to be like Fable 2, where we're just pulling in some random guy and the second a cutscene shows up, he just disappears or whatever. Like, I don't want that with Fallout. I want him to exist in the world and be a part of the story if we're going to have 2 players in it.
I like your style.
I'm going to add a couple things from Pokemon. I love that you don't have to go to the PC to like change out your party. I think that's a cool feature. I don't know if that's going to stay, because that's kind of like a system that
I know, but it's just like, it's so
people, I don't know.
Yeah, I can totally see how it would like make it more strategic having to take different Pokemon. So I could totally see that. But it is super nice having.
And I also love like along the same lines as your inventory. I love that everything's kind of grouped into like little things. Like there's a like a healing thing, like an icon you can click on in your inventory, and it has all your healing items, or like any like medicine you need to take. And there's like one for TMs, which are moves that you teach Pokemon, Garrett. And there's like one for all these different kinds of things. Yeah, you loser. Yeah, you don't even know. But I just like I don't know, it just, the game feels very clean, and it's very convenient to kind of just, use whatever you want. And that's probably just because of like the limited functionality of the game in terms of like you play with one Joy-Con if you play on a TV.
Oh, so you
only
have
like
love
so
that.
many buttons.
You know what I have over you?
love using one Joy-Con.
Yeah, I haven't tried that yet, Preston. I've only played on the go.
I've used the Pokeball
really?
Plus. Thank you very much.
Dude,
I've had the true experience.
It's so nice. I was in the hotel room the other week, and I just had it leaned up against the bedside table, and I was just laying on my side, and I just had the Joy-Con in my hand. Just like, I was super relaxed playing it.
Yeah. I want to ask you this. How are like the motion controls in terms of throwing?
They are either really good or straight ass.
Which is more likely?
They're probably 60-65% of the time good.
Okay.
But then there's just other times where it goes off in a random direction. The catching is way easier in handheld mode, just aiming with the gyroscope.
And you can also like kind of time, and you're like, if you line it up right, like with the camera, it'll be like perfect every time.
Yeah. It is fun with the motion controls. When they do work, it is fun.
Yeah, I'll have to give it a try tonight. Just screw around. I
do like that. Oh yeah, and also you can do different power moves with your Pokemon. Not in handheld mode. Like when you're in a battle, you know how it's fight bag and flee, or flight bag Pokemon or whatever it is. Yeah. When you're in a battle, there will be a little, I'm assuming it depends on if you're on EV or Pikachu edition, but in my game there's a little Pikachu, and he's holding the Joy-Con and he's waving it back and forth, and if you shake your Joy-Con, you'll do like a super ultimate move. What? And and it like takes out the other dude in one hit. That's an advantage of playing with your Joy-Con out.
As if the game wasn't easy enough.
Yeah, exactly. Don't get me wrong, it's easy. I have died one time though.
Really?
I completely went into Lieutenant Surge unprepared at all. And he destroyed me. Like half my party was dead, so it was completely my fault. But
luckily I had a Geodude at the time, and I think I wiped his team.
Yeah.
That's
I hear you, man. Sick story. I think that'll do it for that question, though.
Yeah, thanks for sharing your insights, boys.
Mm-hmm.
It's much appreciated. And thank you, Kyle and Merlin, for your questions. Matthew Durkin writes in and says...
Oh, also one more thing. I like...
What is it now, Jacob?
I just love talking about this game. I love that Pokemon like follow you around. I hope that stays.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and if they're big enough, you ride them.
Yes.
Oh, do you really?
I lied earlier. I actually have a Venusaur now, not an Ivysaur. You don't ride him; he just follows you. He leaps like a frog.
Some guy gave me a Persian because I caught like 20 Growlithe, and I just ride around on the Persian.
You can ride on Persian?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's depending on what type of Pokemon it is. If you let them out of the Pokeball, you just sit on their back and ride it, and it's super fast. It's like
I've ridden on a Gyarados and a not Gyarados. I haven't got Surf yet, but I've rode on Onix.
I got you. Oh, dude, I love what they're doing with the HMs as well. How they're just skills now that you learn. They don't have to take up a slot or anything.
That was kind of how it was in Sun and Moon, right?
Okay, gotcha. I didn't play that one.
Oh, you didn't play them. Yeah, you kind of just had like Pokemon that did that for you.
I just got Fly Like the last time I played, and Pikachu has it. He grabs some balloons and we just take off.
That's awesome.
So, anyways, Garrett, continue.
Matthew Durkin writes in and says, I was going to ask, can you ride Pikachu? That'd be the main Pokemon I'd want to ride.
He rides on your back.
That's pretty great.
It's a lot of weight for Pikachu to hold.
It's adorable.
You actually control Pikachu at one point too.
Oh,
Spoiler alert. Jacob, you're about to get to that part.
I'm excited.
Yep.
That's awesome. Anyway, Matthew Durkin writes in and says, hello, IOG boys.
Hey, boy.
Question for mostly Jacob. Sorry, Drake and Preston. If you wanted to keep getting swole like you are, but only had 3 days a week, what would be your game plan? Also, what core balance / auxiliary stuff, exercises do you do to avoid injury, work on form, etc.? Feel bad for not including Preston and Garrett, but I guess I would ask y'all, what kind of male body figure do you think is ideal to achieve and awesome? Thanks, y'all. Matthew Durkin. I'll answer quickly. Jacob's body.
I'm a big fan of a fat bastard from the Austin Powers movie.
Dude, good call, man.
I think that is the epitome of mankind.
The male physique.
Yeah.
He's a good-looking guy. And he gets to do what he loves, which is eat.
What's that meme where it's like, this? You may not think this is like the tip of like masculinity, but it is.
I don't think I've seen
completely butchered that meme, but there is a meme like that.
I love the fat bastard meme it just says, get in my belly.
Yeah.
Classic.
That's a good line.
Me and Garrett used to watch that on YouTube as like kids, so it was so funny.
In terms of only having 3 days to work out a week,
You just bundle stuff together, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Steroids.
Steroids, they work. They're not good for you. So if you want to go down that route, be my guest.
Come clean right now. You've taken steroids at least once.
Not once in my life.
Okay.
Never.
Look me in the eyes when you say that.
I've never taken steroids.
I believe you.
I've taken shark testosterone.
Steroids, but anyway, if I had 3 days to work out, I would. This is like assuming you have like at least 2 hours to work out every week, because that's what it would take to get enough work in for all these different groups. I would do like a chest and back day. I would group those together because they kind of go nice together. Like you're doing two opposite motions. Like you either push something for your chest or you're pulling something to work out your back.
Yeah.
So you can kind of like group them together in terms of like supersets. So you're not really like tiring yourself out by doing a bench press and then also doing some kind of row afterwards. So that's what I would do there. Then I would group together probably like shoulders and I guess biceps maybe. Because again, not really working out the same thing. And then if my last day, I would do like legs and maybe triceps. And I would do cardio if you had time.
Legs and eyelids, too. Maybe?
Yeah.
Do you just blink a lot to work out your eyelids?
Yeah, your eyelids.
Yeah, very muscular eyelids too.
Dude, the last couple of days, like this eye, there's been something in it. And I cannot stop.
You've been working them out too much, man. Take a break.
And it's been swelling.
You don't need so many
up.
eyelid days.
It swelled up because I was moving it so much.
I can tell.
Yeah.
I just noticed that you pointed that out.
Yeah. Like you should have seen it this morning when I woke up to go volunteer. It was like,
ugh.
Yeah, it was gross.
I didn't get to come see it because you're pooping your brains out.
Dude, I pooped so bad.
At the church?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Like it was explosive. 3 cups of coffee in.
Nice.
Actually, I had 4. I had 4 cups of coffee this morning.
I had 2 myself. This is my 3rd on the podcast.
Nice.
I'm going to have a 4th and probably 5th this evening just to make it through the rest of the night.
Yeah. Tomorrow getting up is going to be rough. I got another early morning.
Yeah, I got to poop myself
I'll
right
get
now.
over it.
All this poop talk, man, gets me going, gets me rowdy.
He also asked about core, I think. What did he say exactly, Garrett? Can you repeat?
Any
that?
auxiliary exercises you do to avoid injury and stuff?
Doing like proper squats is a great like all around exercise that'll strengthen your core a lot. Doing anything like, I know I'm still like, this isn't really like auxiliary, but it's focusing on your core. I love to like grab like, pull-up bars hanging up above you.
I was going to say you like to grab my ass.
I love to grab your ass, but I also love to grab bars.
Cool.
In the gym. And
what little of my ass there is to grab.
raises while holding onto those bars, directly working out my core. And that's actually helped a lot. It really strengthens your core. If you can't do that, there's like also machines where you can kind of put your arms supporting like by your shoulders and also do leg raises that way. and that is another great way to strengthen your core. And there's also, sit-ups. There's so many things you can do. Like, if you get bored at the gym, you need to mix it up. That's all you got to do.
Cool.
That brings enjoyment to me every
time.
Thanks
for sharing your insight and workout tips there, Jacob.
Yeah.
If you're on a 3-day schedule, Jacob just laid it out for you.
It is still possible to be effective in the gym with very little time.
What about an hour a week?
That's plenty.
P90X.
Yeah, an hour a week, that's plenty.
P90X is meant to be like a daily thing, but
Yeah, if you got
better than nothing.
Even if you got 30 minutes, that's still enough.
Yeah.
You got to be focused, but.
Mm-hmm. I think the most valuable thing we gathered out of that was the eyelid workout. Just don't work out too hard because you end up like Jacob with his eyesore over here.
Yeah. I mean, going into anything with a plan, you're going to, you'll get something out of it. It's what I've always found.
Good call, Jacob. Thank you. Furry Derb writes in and says.
Wait, who?
Furry Derb. Furby Derb, excuse me.
Furby Derb.
Furby Derb.
Okay.
Yois? Would you say yois there?
Yois?
Yois? I think that's correct. Just wanted to know if you guys play any MOBAs. I'm a huge League of Legends fan and wanted to know your thoughts on MOBAs/League in general. Sincerely, Furby Derb.
Did you say of League of Legends? Oh,
I'm a huge League of Legends fan and wanted to know your thoughts on MOBAs/League in general.
I just interpreted something wrong.
It's okay.
No, we're not complete losers here.
I also do not play MOBAs. I only play first-person shooters in sports games.
I only play Madden.
Yeah, we only play Madden and Call of Duty here. Anyway, so yeah.
I've played MOBAs before. I played
Heroes of the Storm, right? Is that a MOBA?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the only one I've played.
I played RuneScape. Is that a MOBA?
Yeah, dude.
Cool. What are your thoughts on Heroes of the Storm? It's Blizzard.
Yeah, I mean it's
great.
Cool.
I don't think it's that great.
But it's Blizzard.
Blizzard can do wrong.
Don't you mean Activision Blizzard, bro?
Yeah, it's not the same anymore. No, I mean, it's not really my kind of game. I don't feel like because if you play poorly, like your experience is like directly affected because you level up slower and you just make your team lose the game in terms of playing a MOBA. It's never really appealed to me. And how long the games take to like. I don't know. I've played a couple games of Heroes of the Storm. It just feels like it goes on forever. And maybe I just don't get how the game works. Mm-hmm. That's probably the case. But I don't know. I just never felt like I had a good curve in terms of like trying to learn how to play one of those games. And I've never tried League or Dota 2, but I'm sure they're better
I've
games.
heard nothing but praise for those games.
Yeah.
I don't understand like the MOBA culture, like the gameplay or anything, but I know those games are extremely popular and successful. I just don't know very little about them.
Right, and there's also games like Smite and I just forgot the other one I was going to say. But there's no, that's more like Overwatch.
Okay,
I think. But yeah, it's just not my kind of game. At least not right now. Maybe in the future I could see myself jumping into League and maybe getting interested in it. I can't really tell.
Perhaps.
For sure.
Yeah, but yeah, Furby Derb. Sorry to let you down there. We don't really dabble in MOBAs, but. Not at all opposed to trying them at some point, myself.
Mm-hmm.
So, gentlemen, we've reached the big conclusion. We've reached Sam Harris's latest episode in our narrative. I sent you the script so we can finally play our own parts.
Oh, this is exciting. We get to voice act us.
We do. Yeah. I'll be the narrator as well. Preston, let me know when you have yours pulled up.
Yeah, I'm good.
Cool. All right. I don't remember where we left off, but I'm going to continue and hopefully maybe we're reminded of where we're at.
Hold on. Need to find it. Okay, I'm ready.
All right, cool. Narrator. Having been beseeched by a tiefling named Seraphina, in order to rescue her father, the IOG masters took the case and deciphered the location of the kidnapper's lair, a hidden cave tucked away in the Grey Winter Mountains. The journey took 2 days of hiking and climbing, but they were close to their destination.
Have we arrived yet? All this walking is boring. I want to smash some skulls and break some femurs.
I guess I'll be Seraphina and the narrator and myself.
Almost there, my furious friend. It's supposed to be right between those two oak trees.
Narrator. The group approached the entrance to the lair and managed to plow through the brush and briars that hid the cave very well. Well, I bet a scout ahead and maybe knock off a few lookouts. Pew. Do you mind covering my tracks as I go? Pew began muttering some ancient words, and a bright green light flashed around Drake.
Yeah, let him mutter some words.
Yeah. Excellent. As soon as the spell set, Drake was gone almost like a ghost. It was only about 5 minutes when Drake came back with his signature devilish smirk. Well, that was easy. Amateur mercenaries get dumb every time I come across them. The way is clear. Shall we commence with the rescue then? The group cautiously ventured through the lair down winding paths and alcoves littered with tankards, wine bottles, and bags of gold. For nearly half an hour, they scoured the lair until they came upon a stone door that had a massive lock on it.
Care to open that door for us, Drake, or should I blast it open? Either way, I bet my spellbook, the sorcerer, and Sepharina's father is in that next room.
I think I like your voice I did for you a bit better, Preston, when you're like, can I open that door for us, Drake, or shall I blast it open? That was pretty good. That was a good try.
I went through puberty by this episode.
Bummer. Okay, you grew up a little bit. I could have done like an alley cat type voice, like, you know, I feel adventurous. Why don't we go to the third option and let our orc friend bust it open? He's been mighty patient, and I think we owe him some action. What do you say? Hurts my face and my throat to do that.
It looks painful.
Excuse me, narrator's back. Before Drake could finish the sentence, Alka rushed forward with blinding speed and threw a punch that not only destroyed the lock, but obliterated the stone door to dust.
Wait, which is it? Do I have blinding speed or do I have brute strength?
Both, I guess.
They're both, wow.
As the smoke cleared, a red flashing light of energy came ripping through the chamber. The energy surrounded the group and encased them in a bubble of crimson. Through the bubble, they saw step forward a halfling man with red and gold robes, wearing a large black sorcerer's hat and holding a gnarly twisted and wand that glowed a vomit green. So this character is unnamed. I'm gonna revert back to Preston's old voice for this new character.
I can do it.
Okay, okay, Preston's on to it. Sound like a chipmunk there.
Into my lair.
What should I do for this guy? Maybe this guy would be the alley cat.
I'm Mafugel, the marauder.
We're not there yet, bro.
Yes, you are.
I haven't read his first line.
What are you talking about?
Do you want to be Mafugel?
Yeah,
I just followed everything.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so you're Mafugel then. Okay, you're Mafugel and Pew then.
Hang on, who was the question marks?
That's Mafugel before he's named.
Yeah, I haven't announced who I am yet.
Okay, go for it.
I'm Mafugel.
Okay.
This is ruined.
I am Mafugel, the Marauder.
The most powerful sorcerer in all the land.
Sepharina chimes in and says,
Where is my father? What have you done to him?
Your father is currently toiling away at a book I'm having him write. You see, I want to be credited for developing his technique for nonverbal spells, and I had to convince him that if he didn't, I would kill his family. But it seems that you made my job so much easier, my dear. Yawn. Are you done monologuing? Just hand over her father and let's be done with this buffoonery.
Pew was standing outside the bubble, leaning against his staff, much to the surprise of Mafugel, who was seething with rage that a young magic user had escaped his prison bubble.
Garrett, you can do Mafugel this time.
Okay.
Well, aren't you clever? But let's test.
Sorry, the more I change my voice, the harder it's getting.
I'm forgetting which accents are which people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you both are.
But let's test that wit a little further. If you can solve my riddle, then I'll release your friends and her father. Father, do we have a deal, Dragonborn?
Dragonborn?
Oh. If it makes this fiasco end, then yes, go ahead, ask your question.
Gentlemen, I have an interesting one for you. If you could pick any film director to direct a gaming franchise's next game of your choice, who would it be and what franchise? I want James Gunn to direct the next Destiny title. I have something brewing in my mind. You guys go first.
I want Yui Ball to do the Technomancer movie.
Okay. Cool, dude.
So it's a movie director directing a video game, or they're making it into a movie? That's my question.
Here's one. I have. I might have.
Are you not going to answer my question?
Sorry, I was thinking real hard there. What
I
did you
saw
say?
you thinking. Are we making this into a movie or a game?
No. It's a movie director helming the next entry in a franchise.
So a game.
Yeah.
Oh, a game?
I don't
Yeah.
know how I would like this. What do they know about making games?
Oh, we're just going for it, man.
I don't want any
This
of
is
those
a
guys
mystical
touching
world
it.
we're dealing with here. Okay,
I don't
here's
like
my
this.
idea. I want David Fincher to direct the next LA Noir game.
Mm.
That's
It wouldn't
not
be
bad.
LA Noir; it'd be somewhere else. I'd imagine, but the next noir type game.
Atlanta Noir.
Sure.
I want Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson. I
Mel.
want,
Mal.
who's the guy that does the Transformer movies?
That's Michael Bay.
Michael Bay to do
Just Cause.
Fallout.
Fallout. Okay.
Yeah, I want like all the instead of robots, it's just going to be dudes in power armor, like running around and blowing stuff up.
Okay. I would want the director of the John Wick franchise to direct the next Max Payne game.
I like that.
Yeah. I think lastly, I'll do one more. I don't really trust Peter Jackson anymore. I think his movies have really sucked since The Lord of the Rings. With the exception of King Kong. King Kong's okay, but Hobbit, man. Hobbit is entertaining, I'll say that, but they don't near match the quality and filmmaking prowess of the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Yeah.
But I would have a really solid, maybe a couple of the directors from various episodes of Game of Thrones, one of them direct the next Elder Scrolls, perhaps. Todd Howard, I love him, man, but people are questioning him now. I still love him to bits, though. I can't help but love the guy when he just smiles and talks about anything. I think I might marry him.
Wow.
What about me?
You know, I already married, dude.
No, we're not.
Yeah, we are.
No, we're not.
I thought we talked about this.
No.
Well, this is news to me.
Well, you can't just think of something and make it be, okay? We have to actually go through with something, okay? I'm about sick of you, all right?
Will you marry me?
Shut up.
Okay.
Let me say my answer. Actually, I have nothing. I literally have nothing.
Guys,
Nothing at all.
Let's
No.
end this podcast before we all leave each other.
Yeah, we don't want to end on a sour note here. Just forget I said anything about the marriage thing, okay?
It's okay. I forgive you.
Okay, thanks, man.
Here.
I appreciate it. Thanks for the cookie too, the pumpkin cookie.
Yeah,
I don't like the
you gonna
pecans
finish
on there.
it?
I might pick the. Yeah, I'll finish it. I just got to
Dude,
pick the
eat the
pecans
damn
off.
pecans. I ate a whole pie with them on
I
there.
don't like nuts on cookies. I don't know how you
Do you not like pecan pie?
I'll eat the pecans separate. I don't want them on the cookie though.
What about on a pie?
I haven't had pecan pie.
A pizza pie.
I've had apple. I've had like you remember at Cece's they have like apple pie pizza.
Yeah, it's good.
That's
Very
good.
good.
It makes you shit your brains out. Just like everything.
Yeah, but it's delicious. It's
Yeah.
worth it every time. Just like Taco Bell. Anyway, that does it for episode 179. Preston, you want to take us
Yeah,
out?
thanks for joining us, guys, to that massive trek of a podcast. We really appreciate it. Please subscribe to us over on the Apple Podcasting app. Also, subscribe to us at youtube.com/ItsObviousGaming. Please check the description again down below for anything that you would ever need to see or know about us in terms of getting in contact or anything of the sort and so forth. But that was awesome, gentlemen. I hope, and by hope I mean I'm pretty sure that I will be able to see you guys next week and we can do
I
this
hope
in
so.
person.
Awesome. I look forward to it. I hope you have a wonderful week in Jacksonville. And I wanted to throw out there I might stream once or twice this week since I have some
Garrett,
time. in the
what are
mornings.
you doing? I'll do this off the air. But anyways,
What are you doing?
asking me about a specific day? Is that what you're going at?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was. But I'll
Well,
ask you off
Preston,
the air.
I hope that you drive safe down to Jacksonville.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yep.
All right. Well, it was a pleasure talking to you guys, and thanks to everyone for listening, and we'll see you guys next week.
See ya.
Peace.